ನಮ್ಮ ಕಲೆಗೆ ಒಗ್ಗಟ್ಟು ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಫಲವನ್ನು ಯಶಸ್ಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಂಡು ಬರುತ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಆಶ್ವಾಸನೆಯನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾದ ಜಗನ್ನಾಥ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಆಶ್ವಾಸನೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡುತ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಮೋಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೋರಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಾ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಶುಭವನ್ನು ಕೋರಿ ನನ್ನ 2 ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
It is visible, sir? Okay, good. Now, the first paper we are taking, there are around 43 questions. In fact, I prepared 446 questions. You have a special deposit fee 444 days. No, I thought I will make it 446 questions. So the first question, the test paper 1 we are discussing. So the important changes in the credit related matters other than your retail lending issued by head office in the year 2023. In fact, I was told, MD and CEO told, most of the questions will come from your circulars this year. So this paper covers all the circulars, latest till 600 plus, the changes in the credit related matters have come. We'll start with the question. That is wherever what are the other type of questions will be asked by the examiner, that will be shown to you by means of a PowerPoint presentation. Those points also you can note it down or you can hear in the video. The first question is, what is the periodicity for valuation of agricultural land without structure as per HO Circular 7/23? You see, valuation of agricultural land with the structures and without the structures. No, wherever there is a poultry shed, wherever there is a farmhouse, etc., it is with the structure. Other than that, crop cultivation, only well deepening, these things are without the structure. So the point says, valuation of agricultural land with the structures like farmhouse, poultry shed, etc., to be done once in 3 years. Who has to do it? We will see later. So with structure, like any other loan scheme, there is revaluation to be done once in 3 years. Lands without structures once in 5 years. That's the point you should know. If the land is without the structure, what value you will take? Whether it is market value or gain line value, etc. Land without structure, you have to take only the gain line rate. GLR. Land without the structure, you have to take only the gain line rate. With the structure, the market value. Okay. So who has to do the land valuation? Whether you have to do it through a panel advocate or whether your managers themselves can do it. So land valuation with regard to without structure. If the land is without the structure, if the loan amount is up to 30 lakhs, again I repeat, if the land is without the structure and if the loan amount is up to 30 lakhs, AEO or AEO promoting managers or ARMD, assistant managers for rural development in East indicate back, these people can do the valuation. Again I repeat, if the land is without the structure and if the loan amount is up to 30 lakhs, that is AEO promoting managers can do. You need not get it done through the external agency. If the loan value is up to 20 lakhs, that is agricultural land without structures. So that is all general managers can do that is normal managers, scale 2 managers can do the valuation. Then if the loan amount is above 30 lakhs, if the loan amount is above 20 lakhs, and if the land is with a structure, who has to do the valuation? So the next point is land with a structure, land and then second is loan amount is above 30 lakhs and loan amount is above 20 lakhs. Wherever lands are no structure, who has to do the valuation? It has to be done by. Okay, it has beyond the above, and for valuation of agricultural land with the structures, land and building, valuation report to be obtained from revenue officials or from approved consultants valuers. So, and then the value of the land to be updated in band 74. So these are all the probable questions. So I made only one question. What type of other questions will be asked from 7.23? If you go through the presentation, you can understand. Who will do the valuation, with structure, without structure, what is the periodicity, what value you will take for with structure and without structure, and then finally, that is where you have to update the value of the, that is agricultural land or land and building. So these are all the points the examiner will ask any other question. Next question, sir. As per HO Circular 8/23, what additional details are to be incorporated in LSR? You know, LSR is legal scrutiny report by panel advocate. So, subsoil details of subsoil properties to be mortgaged. See, so far, this is not that. So, you know, subsoil, I need not explain to you. Whenever the LSR is given by the panel advocate, he has to visit the subsoil site also, and he has to give a confirmation that there are no prior charges on the property. So, answer for the question is such details of subsoil or properties to be mortgaged. Okay, sir. Question number 3. As per HO Circular 18/23, what are the additional charges to be collected from MSME borrowers for generation of CMR? Suppose if they ask you expand CMR, it is CIBIL MSME rank. For CMR, expansion is CIBIL MSME rank. Okay. Now, so you know, normally before sanctioning a loan, you will generate the credit information report from any of the 4 credit information companies. Either that is from one CIR or more than one CIR. It depends upon the segment and depends upon the loan amount. When you give a loan for an MSME borrower, and if the loan amount is above 10 lakhs, up to 10 crore, if they ask that question, you should not miss it. Then you have to take CMR CIBIL score. If the loan amount that MSME borrower is above 10 lakhs, up to 10 crores, besides taking one credit information report from any of the credit information companies, necessarily bank has to take the CMR, that is CIBIL MSME rank, from TransUnion CIBIL. Again, I repeat, when the MSME loan is about 10 lakhs up to 10 crores, besides taking one credit information report, you have to necessarily take CMR, that is CIBIL, that is your MSME rank from TransUnion CIBIL. For one CIR borrower, you have to collect 500 rupees. Now you are taking for the MSME loan about 10 lakhs up to 10 crores, another CIR, that is CMR, isn't it? For that, what is the additional charge you have to collect? So far, you have to collect only 400, 500 plus 400. Now you have to collect 500 plus 500. So the additional charge is 500. If they ask you what is the charge, 1,000. What is the additional charge? It is only 500. Okay, so far, what was the additional charge? It was 400. Now the additional charge is 500. Totally 1,000 to be collected. For this question, additional charge is only 500. You have to take the answer. Okay, sir. Our bank has entered fresh MOU with Mrs. Tata Motors Passenger Vehicle Limited and will enjoy the status of preferred financier with Mrs. Tata Motors. This MOU is valid till 26th December 2024. So either they will ask you the date or they will give the date and ask you with which vehicle company bank has entered into MOU. Both is possible. So, with regard to Tata Motors, the date is 26/12/2024. Both the date you should know and the name of the vehicle company you should know. Question number 5. Bank has further renewed the here you see. I have not given that. I have given the date. I asked you which car company. A bank has further renewed the MOU with Mrs. Mahendra and Mahendra. Question number 5. Answer is D. Question number 5. Answer is D. Valid till 30/1/2024 as per HO Circular 181/23. Okay. As per SOP, that is Standard Operating Procedure on safekeeping of mortgage papers, HO Circular 240/23, unfairly balancing of mortgage papers are to be taken by both notified and non-notified branches on which dates? The date answer is, you can straight away take, answer is B, 20th February and 20th August. Now, what explanation is required in this question? What other probable question will be asked by the examiner? You know, all branches of Canara Bank can, that is, give a mortgage-based loan. Okay, all branches of Canara Bank can give mortgage-based loan. But what type of mortgage you are creating? EMT mortgage, equitable mortgage transaction. What under the equitable mortgage transaction, the borrower will come and deposit the title deeds as per the LSR. That is the equitable. He gives the original documents to you. Now, all branches of the bank, 8,000 plus branches, can give you a mortgage-based loan. So straight away, for example, housing loan they can give, or they can take a collateral and give you a MSME loan. On all those, mortgage to be put. Now, in which branch the mortgage transaction to be done? Whether the borrower can come and give the deposit of title deeds in all the branches, whichever is sanctioned in the loan? No. See, the borrower can deposit the title deeds, that is, mortgage transaction can be put through only in a notified area. If the branch is in a notified area only, in that branch only, EMT transaction to be put through. Then who notifies the area, whether it is a notified area or a non-notified area? This question they asked last time. Respective state governments. Respective state governments notify whether an area is a notified area or notified area. As in charges, you should know whether your branch is in a notified area. If your branch is in a notified area, you can give an EMT loan, you can put through EMT transaction. If your branch is not in a notified area, you can give an EMT loan, but you have to go to a nearby branch linked by circle office to you. There, the borrower will come, you will go there, all the original documents will be deposited there in the EMT register, everything will be recorded. Afterwards, the officer who went from the non-notified area will bring back the original documents and keep along with the loan papers as per SOP into 40/23. Now, the balancing has to be taken. Every year, twice, on 20th February and 20th August, both the non-notified branch and notified branch will take and ensure that. So these are all in my EMT register with regard to branch checks. Branch checks has to tell, yes, all I have the documents. In between, any loan is closed, it is rounded off in the non-notified branch, it is rounded off in the notified branch. Okay, the next question is that was asked for scale 1 to 2 last time. After doing the balancing, in which report, in which return, bank, there is branches have to conform to PSIC section circle office the availability of the document. PRR 18. It is PRR 18. Periodical review return 18. Under that, it has to mention. Okay, sir. So any question asked, you should be able to tell. That is my idea. Okay. Now, next question we are going. Question number 7. So for question number 6, the answer is B. Question number 6, answer is B. Question number 7. Which is not relevant with regard to safekeeping of mortgage papers as per HO Circular 240/2023. NB 110 is a register for recording deposit of title deeds. Interim movement of mortgage papers to be recorded in NB 27. Inward register for mortgage papers are to be maintained in NB 132. Why I have given all these numbers, NB, etc. If they ask you in an exam, what is the register in which you have to maintain for movement of loan papers from one place to another? Which is the register in which EMT to be created? So you should know all the three numbers. It is in the circular. So the examiner always, IBPS examiner, any number is appearing in the circular, no, he picks up as a question to you. Okay, so that is why you have made all the three. All the three are correct. All the three are correct register. Then specific permission from point number D. Specific permission from sanctioning authority to be obtained for release of title deeds after ensuring no direct or indirect liability of the mortgagor is with the bank. Friends, that is wrong. So if you are in a branch, you are the branch in charge. So when you ensure that the borrower or the guarantor or the mortgagor has cleared all the direct and indirect liability, after ensuring that you yourself can release the document, there is no need to get a permission from the sanctioning authority. The sanctioning authority may be HO or CO or RO. You don't tell the borrower, I have to take permission for releasing the documents to you. No such a case. You can release after ensuring everything is in order. Okay, now you tell me within how many days the borrower has to take back the closed documents from you? Within how many days? Any idea? 15 days. No, 1 month I will come later, which Mr. Saukar told you in the last class. So as per the existing procedure, so that is immediately you have to hand over the document. Let us assume SARSA you have to cancel, MODDT you have to cancel. It will take some time for you, no? So 10 days, within 10 days you have to finish off all these things and send a letter to the borrower. So everything is over, please come and collect the documents within next 5 days. If you are not coming and collecting totally within 15 days, you have to pay 100 rupees to the bank. Now what Mr. Saukar told is now something different. Now so far, so you have to tell the borrower, the documents will be released to you within 15 days, come and collect from me. If you are not collecting from me, so you have to give me 100 rupees per day, maximum 1000. If they ask you, you should not miss it. Per day, if the borrower is not, so 10 days, you have time to clear everything. 5 days notice to the borrower, then borrower will come within 15 days from the closure of the loan, hand over everything to him. If the borrower does not turn up within 15 days, you have to, that is, charge from him 100 rupees per day, maximum 1000 rupees. Okay, because you are safekeeping the document. So, with effect from 1/1/2024, Reserve Bank of India has come out with a guideline. Borrower is coming to take the document, but bank is missing the document. This ulta, no, always it is ulta. So what Reserve Bank has told, so the borrower, once they close the loan, within 30 days, within 30 days, bank has to hand over the document to the borrower. By chance, if the bank has lost the document, bank should take steps to get a duplicate document, visiting the sub-registrar office, etc. All steps to be taken to get a duplicate, and it has to be handed over to the customer within 60 days, totally. So first, if all the documents are with you, you have to hand over within 30 days. The document is missing, create a duplicate document by going visiting sub-registrar office and hand over it within totally 60 days. If you are not doing either within 30 days or within 60 days, you have to pay 5,000 rupees to the borrower. That is with effect from 1/1/2024. I think Canara Bank's internal circular is yet to come. Reserve Bank has already published in its website. So with effect from 1/1/24, that is going to take place in the banking industry. Okay, sir. No. So point number D is not correct, sir. Point number D is not correct. And then the last point you see, there is a system-driven package, closed mortgage loan tracking system. So if they ask you to expand the CMTS, what is CMTS as per resource of 240/2023? Closed, that is mortgage loan tracking system. That is why what are all available in your circular, I have given in the point. So that based on this question paper, so questions will come from the options also. The idea what I want to drive home is questions will come from the options also. So please prepare that. Okay, sir. Question number 7, answer is D. Okay, next question. You see the presentation. Bank shall obtain minimum 2 independent valuation reports from 2 empaneled valuers in respect of loan accounts where the value of the individual property, land and building obtained as collateral for the loan is rupees 5 crores and above. Earlier, till last year, it was 10 crores and above. See, friends, there are 3 things you should know. Before giving a loan, you have to take a valuation from the approved value, panel value. You take a valuation. So, if you find out the value of the property is 5 crores and above, you should get another valuation from another panel valuer. So far, it is above 10 crores. Then value of the property, not the loan amount. If the value of the property is 5 crores and above, you have to get another valuation from a different valuer. This is new. This year change has come. So far, it is only 10 crores and above. Now, in another 2 cases also, for example, LSR. If the value of the property is 5 crores and above, you have to get 2 LSR from 2 different panel advocates. And when you go, before going for SARFAESI, you have to take the value of the property. Before going to the SARFAESI, at the time of becoming, let us assume, when you sanction the loan, the value of the property is 5 crores. Now, when you go for SARFAESI, let us assume the value of the property, due to some reason, the borrower has diversified everything, the value of the property has come down to 3 crores. Now, in SARFAESI, before going for SARFAESI, if the original value of the property at the time of sanctioning the loan, if it is 5 crores and above, you have to take two valuation from SARFAESI approved valuer. Now, everything is 5 crores. Before giving a loan, LSR and SARFAESI. But in the case of SARFAESI, then you have to see not the present value of the property, what was the value of the property at the time of sanctioning the loan. If the value of the property is 5 crores and above at the time of sanctioning the loan, you have to take two valuation. From whom you have to take? You have to take from SARFAESI approved valuer. There are two types of valuers in the bank, panel valuer and SARFAESI approved valuer. All panel valuers are not SARFAESI approved valuer. For SARFAESI approved valuers, certain additional qualification is required, and they are also members in Reserve Bank of India. They are also panel valuers. So when a loan becomes NPA, don't give for valuation to a normal valuer. You have to get it done through SARFAESI approved valuer. Okay, sir. These points are there. So for question number 9, so not 9, question number 8, answer is C. Question number 8, answer is C. Quickly. Now a recent change has come in 349. What is the question number 9? I will read. What is not the guideline with regard to charging additional interest in the case of downgradation of external rating in respect of borrower account? Okay, sir. What is the internal risk rating and what is the external risk rating? So from there also questions will come. Before giving a loan or before sanction, before takeover of a loan, the risk rating of the borrower to be decided. So, we are classifying the risk coming under nomenclature, low risk, normal risk, moderate risk, high risk. Depending upon the risk category of the borrower, interest rate is fixed. Not only that, the delegation of credit sanctioning power also undergoes a change. Now, when the risk rating to be done, whether only once or regularly you have to do. Risk rating to be done before sanctioning the loan and at the time of takeover of the loan, and not only that, regularly every year based on the audited balance sheet of the party. That is the periodicity of doing risk rating. There are two types of risk rating, internal risk rating and external risk rating. So when internal risk rating is always a must before sanctioning a loan, before takeover of a loan, and every year based on the balance sheet of the party. Internal risk rating is a must. Then besides internal rating, if the exposure given to your party is above 25 crores, again I repeat, besides internal rating, if the exposure to your party is above 25 crores, you have to done the rating of the party by an institution called External Credit Assessment Institution, ECI rating. You would have heard of the board in technology and credit matters in Canara Bank, ECI rating, External Credit Assessment Institution. Who are the ECI people, External Credit Assessment Institution? Who are they? ICRA or CRISIL, isn't it? These are all the people who are doing external credit assessment. Now, when the exposure to a party is above 25 crores, external rating also to be done. So before giving the loan or that every year at the based on the annual balance sheet. Now, let us assume you are doing a risk rating of your borrower. So this year, next year you are doing a risk rating of the borrower. When the risk rating is done, you find out there is a downgradation in the risk. So from low risk, he has slipped to normal risk. Or from low risk, he has gone to moderate risk. Whether any additional interest to be charged to the borrower. That is the question now. Okay, so far I briefed what is other possible questions, ECI rating and what exposure to be done under ECI rating, when ECI rating to be done, everything figures. Now, you see the question. Whenever you do an external rating, the external rating agency will give the rating like this: AAA, AA, triple B, double B, B, and C and D. Like your low risk, normal risk, moderate risk, high risk, they give the rating like this. So we have a mapping model. Based on the mapping model, we will say if it is AAA, whether he is a low risk customer or not. That you forget, that is a risk management. Now let us assume last year the existing grade was AAA. The borrower this year, when you do the risk rating, he has slipped to AA. That is from AAA, one notch down he has come. And you have to charge 0.50% more for all the grades. Whenever there is a downgradation by one notch, 0.50% additional interest to be charged. You see, suppose instead of going to double A, straight away he goes either to A, that is more than one notch slippage, that is A or triple B, etc., etc. Then it is called borrower's risk rating slipped by 2 or more than 2 notches. So when the borrower's risk rating slipped by 2 or more than 2 notches, you have to charge 1% additional interest. Suppose, on the other hand, if the borrower slippage comes from one grade straight away to a D grade, D is the default grade. You should not give any loan at all. If the risk grade has come down from one grade to a D grade, you have to charge additional 1.50%. This is as far as the external rating is concerned. Now, internal rating. You know, above 25 crores only external rating to be done. So, besides internal rating, you will do external rating. For internal rating account, so whenever there is a slippage, so in internal rating, we will do it mostly like this. So, CNR1, when you do the internal rating, what are all the models available for internal rating in Canara Bank, sir? Up to 2 lakhs, you have a portfolio model. Above 2 lakhs, up to 20 lakhs exposure small value model. Above 20 lakhs, up to 200 lakhs manual value model. Above 200 lakhs CIRM model. You have 4, that is internal risk rating model. And if they ask the question, you should not miss what is the exposure. If the exposure is up to 2 lakhs, portfolio model of internal rating. Above 2 lakhs, up to 20 lakhs, small value model. Above 20 lakhs, up to 200 lakhs, manual value model. Above 200 lakhs, Canara internal risk rating model, CIRM model. We have to do. Now, when you do internal risk rating, based on the mark the borrower is getting, he will be called CNR1. CNR1 means minimal risk 1. So CNR2, like that he is graded. So then as CNR1, CNR2, CNR3, up to CNR4 or CNR5, we say he is a low risk customer. So CNR1 to CNR5, we say he is a low risk customer because that is minimal risk to low risk, low risk, low risk. Everything we put in the band, low risk customer. And it is getting CNR6, we say he is a normal risk customer. Similarly, CNR7, CNR8, we put him under moderate risk customer like that. Now let's go back to the slide. Suppose if the risk grading, internal risk grading comes down by 1 notch, internal risk grading comes down by 1 notch, that is from CNR1 to CNR2, like external rating, you have to charge 0.50 more. If it is 2 or more than 2 notches, you have to charge 1% more. If it is straight away to D, CNRT, you have to charge 1.5% more. So both like external rating and the internal rating, 1 notch, 2 or more than 1 notches, and D, straight away it goes to D. 0.50, 1%, 1.50%. Suppose for a borrower, both internal rating and external rating is available, let us assume. So internal rating, you have to necessarily do. External rating, when the exposure is about 25 crores. Both internal and external rating is there. The charging additional interest based on which rating you have to do. You are always to do based on the external rating only. In the exam, generally they are asking. Forget about the slippage. When that is a borrower has to be rated externally, internal rating is a must. When both internal rating and external rating is available, delegation is based on what? External rating only. Both internal rating and external rating is available. Interest to be charged based on what? External rating only. Similarly, whenever both internal and external ratings are available, whenever there is a downgradation, you have to see external rating downgradation. Accordingly, you have to charge higher rate of interest. Next slide, we will see. Then here, if both I already put, if external rating is not available, additional interest is to be charged based on the internal downgradation of risk rating. Suppose, so I told you if the risk rating comes down by 2 or more than 2 notches. So I told you 1% you have to charge. If it goes to D, 1.50. Besides charging that additional interest, the borrower has to bring 25% of the additional collateral within 6 months of downgradation. Another condition. So when it are downgraded, not only additional interest, if the downgradation is by 2 or more than 2 notches, or if it goes to D, borrower has bring additional collateral of 25% of the loan quantum. So if you are within how many days he has to bring? Within 6 months. If it does not bring within 6 months, bank has to charge 1% additional interest over and above the 0.501 1.5, which you are charged already. That's what they say. The additional interest shown in the table to be charged till additional collateral is obtained. If additional collateral is not obtained within 6 months, additional interest of 1% over and above the additional interest shown in the table to be charged to the borrower. In all the cases, the concerned authority has the power to waive the additional interest, etc., etc. So you got downgradation. What is the additional interest to be charged? When external weighting to be done, both when external and internal is that based on what you will decide, then you know what is now CNR1, CNR2. If they ask you, as per the manual value model, the borrower is getting that is marked CNR2. What is the nomenclature for CNR2 in your bank? So you have to tell minimal risk 2. Okay, that also we should do. Any question will come. The subject is vast. Okay, subject is vast. That is why I will not straight away go with the answer. So I will go with other probable questions from that topic, which is more important. Okay, sir, good. Now let us see the answer. Question number 9. What is the answer, sir? You have to tell me the answer now. The answer is before you. Which is not correct. B. Answer is B. Answer is B, sir. Again, I'll go through because time is more. Downgradation from BB to B, that is one notch slippage 0.50. Correct. Point number B. From BB to C. From BB, you have to go to B. No, next slot is B, but it has gone to C. Additional interest 1%, not 0.75. So other things are correct. Question number 9, answer is B. Okay. Question number 10. So recently in 757/23, I have a doubt whether this circular will come. It is the latest circular. I told you when there is a downgradation, you have to charge additional interest. So in 757/23, bank has come out, when there is upgradation risk rating, you give interest concession. So this is a slide. External rating, internal rating, when it is getting upgraded, how much interest concession you have to give. This table you have to buy out, no other option. Okay, so I'll go to the next slide. So internal rating also. So the upgradation and interest concession is not for all grades. Only for some grades they are given. Please go through it. And certain condition you should know here. So, you know, in the case of downgradation and charging additional interest, irrespective of the exposure of the party, even if the party is having 20 lakhs exposure, under the small value model, if it is downgraded, you have to charge additional interest. But here, giving concession in the interest to the party, only if it is having an exposure of above 7.50 crores. So that question they may come. Concession and interest rate to be given in the case of upgradation for exposures above 7.50 crores. Up to 7.50 crores, if there is an upgradation, you need not give interest concession. Only it is above 7.50 crores, you have to give interest concession. But when you are going on giving the interest concession, you have to ensure that the interest, final interest, does not fall below RLLR or MCLR. That you have to ensure. Then the party should have complied with all sanction and conditions which you are imposed for the loan. Okay, sir, this is the point which may come because 757 is 2 days circular. So I updated it yesterday night only with traveling. Okay, you see. Whenever the risk gradation of your borrower is upgraded, it is eligible for concession and interest rate as per HO circular 757/23 for exposure above 7.50 crores. Above. Okay, sir. Question number 11. As per HO circular 349, what value to be considered for old vehicles? Friends, you know, so sir, if you latecomers, you can take the paper here. It is available. Test paper 1 to 5. If you want, you can have a paper here. Maybe you can use it. See, friends, what I want to try home is, so whenever you are doing a valuation, whenever you are when the valuation to be done and all the periodicities, you know. Now, whenever you are giving a valuation to a fixed asset, whenever you are giving a valuation to a fixed asset, there should be a depreciation. So either 10% or 20% or 15%, depending upon plant and machinery or land and building or vehicle, you will give depreciation. So what is the method? There are two types of methods for depreciation. One is straight line method. Another one is what is the name, madam? Return down value. What do you mean difference between return down value and the straight line method? Let us assume at the time of purchasing a machinery, the value is 100 lakhs. So this after 1 year, when you apply 10% depreciation, the value will become 90 lakhs. So when you go to the third year, the depreciation whether you have to charge on the 90 lakhs or the depreciation you have to charge on the original value. That is the difference between a straight line method and that is a return down value. If it is return down value means third year when you do the valuation, you take on the return down value of the previous year. From 100 it has come to 90, no? On that 90 you do. You should not do from the 100. So we have been practicing as per the practice of the people. We have been doing based on the return down value. So far, till this circular is issued for the vehicle, we are charging depreciation 20% on the return down value and taking the value. Now, as per the change in this guideline, now this has come into practice from this year. That is valuation, value insured declared value, IDV. Insured declared value as per that is the latest valid insurance policy or depreciated value by applying return down value method 20%, whichever is higher to be considered. See, for vehicle, there should be an insurance, you know. At the time of taking the insurance, the value of the vehicle to be declared in the insurance policy. So, insurance company, last 2 years back taken vehicle, they will not insure this year for the full value of the insured vehicle, isn't it? They know the depreciation, so many things they will apply. So, they will apply a concept known as the insured declared value. So, you compare the insured latest insurance policy, life insurance policy, insured declared value, and 20% depreciation on the return down value. Between the two, whichever is higher, you have to take for valuation. Okay, this is the recent change. So for question number 11, answer is C. Question number 11, answer is C. Okay, explain the concept. I have given you the answer. Okay. Question number 12. Normally, a revaluation of immovable property taken as collateral other than for retail loan to be taken once in 3 years in respect of standard assets. Friends, first question we saw. So when revaluation to be done for agricultural land? If it is with structure once in 3 years, without structure once in 5 years. Now you have retail loan. When revaluation to be, so revaluation is after giving the loan. When revaluation to be done for agricultural loan. So the norm is like this, 2-3 points are there. If you ask, you should not miss it. So you have to see the revaluation for retail loans. Either it is a prime security or either it is a collateral security. For housing loan, it is a prime security. For Canara mortgage, it is a collateral security, isn't it? So whether it is a prime security or collateral security under retail loan, revaluation to be done only once in 5 years. Provided, one more condition, provided the liability in the account is more than 50 lakhs as at the end of previous March. Again, I repeat, in the case of retail loan, whether it is prime security or collateral security, revaluation to be done once in 5 years, provided the liability in the account is more than 50 lakhs as at the end of previous March. So you see for the year 23-24, we are in the year 23-24, March 23, how many retail loans you are having with liability of above 50 lakhs, which is having a collateral. So you find out whether for these loans, whether the valuation is 5 years is over, and you find out what is the liability. If the valuation is 5 years is over already, and if the liability is above 50 lakhs as a March, please do the revaluation. Otherwise, you need not do. Coming to all other loans. Normally, revaluation to be done once in 3 years. Normally, revaluation, if you are taking given an MSME loan, the collateral is taken. So you have to do the revaluation once in 3 years. Okay, sir. Now, these are the things you should know. If you ask the other question, you should not miss it. Now, once in 3 years, in respect of standard assets. If valuation is carried out at frequency less than dash months, value of property to be taken at 85% of the latest valuation, and the valuation to be given by a valuer other than the one who gave the earlier valuation. So other than retail lending and agriculture, once in 3 years, I told you. Now you know your MSME loans, the loan quantum and interest rate is linked to the collateral value also. MSME loans, if you are reading the MSME policy, the loan quantum and the interest rate is linked to the collateral value. More collateral value, more quantum of loan and less rate of interest. Okay, normally I told you once in 3 years. A borrower has given a collateral to you and he has abandoned MSME loan. So after 1 year, he comes and tells you, sir, my property has appreciated, I think, in any value. Don't wait for 3 years. Do the revaluation immediately and give me additional loan. Or do the revaluation immediately and reduce the rate of interest to me because my value is more. So now, when the borrower asks like that, who has the power to permit revaluation with a periodicity of less than 3 years? Circle at the CAC and above authorities. If they ask you that question, who has the authority to permit valuation of property collateral in an MSME loan whenever that is the period, the normal less than 3 years? So circulate the CAC and above authorities can permit. Let us assume circulate the CAC as permitted. So loan is availed within 3 years, borrower is coming and asking, okay, you permit it. So a revaluation is done. When the revaluation is done, so which value to be taken? Whether the valuer will give the market value, whether the market value to be taken or a percentage to be reduced from the market value to be taken as per the revaluation report. When revaluation is done within a period of less than 33 months, if the revaluation is done within a period of less than 33 months, another panel valuer has to do the valuation. And then you should not take the entire market value as the value of the property. You have to take only 85% of the second valuation as the value of the property. So any question will come. When the less than 33 months. Okay. Who is the authority to permit? Circulate the CS. Okay, then what percentage of value of the property to be taken? 85% of the market value. Okay, sir, any question comes, you should not miss it. Let's quickly go through. Slide is there. Once in 3 years, normally value of the property. I'm talking about MSME and other than agriculture and retail loan. Circulate CSC can reduce the frequency and to allow concessions in interest rate and for additional credit. If valuation is carried out a frequency of less than 33 months, you have to take only 85% of the value of the property. So 4-3 points, whichever they ask you the question, you should be able to answer the question. Okay, sir. What is the question number? Question number 12, answer is none of these. Question number 12, answer is D. The correct answer is 33 months. 33 months. Question number 13. So far, risk rating of an account other than retail lending is based on the score obtained in various risk rating models. Friends, I told you either CNR1, CNR2, etc., AAA, AA, etc. Everywhere, as per the risk rating model, the borrower will get a mark. Depending on if the borrower has got 90% and above, he is called the minimal risk one. Like that, depending upon the score the borrower is getting, a risk rating is given to the borrower. So you will be calling either a normal low risk customer, normal risk customer, or moderate risk customer, or high risk customer, depending upon the loan risk mark he has obtained. Now, as per the recent guideline, you see the guideline. Okay, leave it. This you can go through. See, now what they say, let us assume a borrower is getting a score and he has to be treated as a moderate risk or normal risk only. But if any one of these things have happened in the account, either any one or all the three have happened in an account, even though as per mark he is eligible to be ranked as low risk or normal risk or moderate risk, you have to risk him high risk only. This is a new change, you see. So far, the classification of account for high risk is based on the marks. Revised guideline 349/23. Additional parameter to be taken into account while risk rating to classify it as a high risk. Account continuously classified as SMA2 in the last 3 months. The borrower is coming and making only the critical amount to you to save the account. Okay, then even though in the risk rating he is getting moderate risk, you have to classify him as high risk customer only. Similarly, the interest coverage ratio is less than 1 or the current ratio is less than 1. Either one of the things have happened in the account or all the three things have happened in the account. Even though the mark is eligible to be categorized as a moderate risk or normal risk, you have to classify him as only high risk. Okay, sir. Question number that is the 13 high risk. Option is B. Question number 13. Option is B. Question number 14. Exposure of above 25 crores are to be rated by external credit assessment institution. So I have given the always you have to do the expansion within bracket. You have to do the abbreviation so that people will know what this acquired. The expansion is external credit assessment institution. That is the way I used to prepare the question even for IBPS your promotion exams also. Okay, so exposure of above 25 crores are to be rated by external credit assessment institution besides internal rating. If unrated by a card, additional interest to be charged, which is not relevant guidelines as per HO circular 378/23. I will tell you. Above 25 crores, besides internal rating, external rating is a must. Let us assume last year you have rated a borrower as AA borrower. This year, you are asking to do the balance sheet. You have to get a consent from him. That is, his balance sheet to be rated by the external authority. You have to get a consent from him. Without his consent, you should not give to the external agency for risk rating. Okay, you go and ask the borrower, sir, your exposure is above 25 crores. So you have to do the risk rating as per the sanction terms and conditions. So every year risk rating to be done. Please give your audited balance sheet for the year. The borrower will take, no, I am not giving consent to be rated by the external agency this year. What may be the reason, sir? What may be the reason? Why the borrower is not willing to do by external agency? There may be deterioration in business. If you do risk rating, you'll be rated only C. So whenever an external risk rating agency is there, for example, Lawson and Cubro, Ashok Leyland, let's assume risk rating is done. They are rated as AAA, whatever rate. The moment risk rating is done, it has to be published in the RBI website. It has to be in the public domain, it has to be made. So the borrower will say, no, I will not give. Okay, so when the borrower say, no, I will not give you, somebody has to pay you, in Canara Bank, exposure is about 25 crores, no? They asked the question last year for 3 to 4. Who is the authority to waive external risk rating as per delegation of powers in Canara Bank? The only one authority is EDCAC, Executive Director, that is Credit Approval Committee. EDCAC only has to permit waiver of FI rating. Okay, now what are the other things? When FI rating is waived, even though FI rating is waived, you have to charge additional interest to the borrower. When FI rating is waived or when FI rating is not done, additional interest to be charged to the borrower. So there is a change in the additional interest. That is why I am giving the presentation. So FI rating, additional interest to be charged. Exposure above 25 crores up to 100 crores, the additional interest to be charged is 0.50. Till last exam, it was 0.25. Somebody asked me, sir, why you are giving last and this? Sometimes in the examiner asks, the additional interest to be charged for above 25 crores up to 100 crores increase from dash to dash. At that time, you should know what is the last change, 0.25. This year, it is increased to 1.50. Similarly, if the exposure is above 100 crores, additional interest is 1%. Till last year, it is 0.50. Now, whether you can waive the additional interest if FI rating waiver authority, permitted you to waive interest, you can waive. If FI rating additional authority has not permitted you waive additional interest, he has permitted you only FI rating waiver, you have to charge the interest. Okay, sir, that is the last point. Good. So now what is the correct wrong answer, sir? A is the wrong answer. What is A? That is exposure above 25 crores up to 100 crores, additional interest 0.25. That is wrong. Question number 14, answer is A. All other options are correct. You can go through later. Question number 15. In respect of loans to commercial real estate exposure, valuation of property to be taken once in dash years. What do you mean by commercial real estate exposure, sir? Any idea? Commercial real estate exposure. Huh? No, see, commercial, that's what. So that is normally whenever you hear the word commercial real estate exposure, we think the loan, housing loan given for the third unit onwards. Partial interest you have to charge, no? That is not commercial real estate. That is commercial real estate residential housing. We call it as CRE RH exposure. What is a commercial real estate? Unproductive purpose, cinema hall, marriage hall, or very big shopping mall, isn't it? You are giving loan for that. That is called commercial real estate exposure. So when you give a loan to a commercial real estate exposure, you have to do revaluation once in 3 years. Okay, but as per the recent guideline, if any symptom takes place, any of the symptoms takes place in the account, so you have to do revaluation once in a year. That is a change, sir. See, normally once in 3 years, if the account appears in SMA1, shows any early warning signals or on occurrence of any adversities affecting the marketability of the property, valuation to be obtained once in a year. Okay, this is a change. So now what is the answer? Once in a year. So, okay, you can take once in a year. Values to be obtained once in a year. Question number 15. Question number 16. At the time of takeover of, so they may ask you. So in the commercial real estate loan, instead of normal once in 3 years, once in that is a year, revaluation to be taken if the account appears in SMA 0, SMA 1 or SMA 2. At that time, you have to take SMA 1, not SMA 0, isn't it? So the questions will be even from these options what I have given to you. Don't think that the question will be like this. That is the way the examiner used to test the question paper. So prepare the question paper. Okay, sir. Question number 16, sorry. At the time of takeover of agricultural loan, sanction communication of previous bank, including modification if any, to be obtained and analyzed, verified for how many years as per the Chose Circular 378/23. I will tell you, there is a small change with regard to takeover. Two guidelines have come. I will explain, you will understand. See, whenever that is your Canara Bank is taking over a loan from another bank. Let us assume takeover, you send all the money by RTGS to the other bank, and other bank will give all the documents, you keep it with you, that is a takeover. So now, let us assume that is the borrower has closed the loan in the other bank out of his own sources. He is coming to you for the same activity, a fresh loan from you. He has closed the loan out of his own sources. When he comes to you, whether you want to consider it as a takeover or not. So if the borrower comes to you within 3 months of closing the loan in the other bank, you have to apply all takeover norms. You got my point? Even though you are not taking over, if he has closed the loan in other bank out of his own sources, and if he is coming to you for a fresh loan for the same business against the same property, and if he comes to you within 3 months of closure, you have to consider this as takeover. Are you clear, sir? Consider it as takeover. So even okay. After 3 months, if he comes to you, you need not consider this takeover. Normal authorities will sanction the loan. However, even though you are not considering his takeover, so you have to analyze about his dealings in the other bank. That is what the second point. If the proposed borrower clears the liability of other banks from his own sources and approaches our bank for credit facilities after 3 months, such proposals to be kept out of the purview of takeover norms. Bank shall obtain the details of dealings with the bank financial institute in such cases also and satisfy itself about the operation. Okay, one point I have told. You see the point which is in the pink color. So I told you after 3 months. Now, with regard to agriculture and retail lending, the waiting period is only 10 days. So, he has already had an agricultural loan or he is having a retail loan in the other bank. He has closed it. He comes to you after 10 days. You need not consider this a takeover. All other things to be considered as takeover if he comes within 3 months. That is a change. Okay, now, next question is, so the first 3 points, whether to consider takeover or not to consider takeover. Within 30 days or within 10 days, over. The next 2 points is with regard to takeover. when the borrower, when you are taking over the loan of a borrower, when you are beginning the borrower in the takeover now, you have to get the sanction memorandum from other banks for the earlier loans and analyze for 3 years. So when you are taking over, when you are fixing a borrower and a takeover now, the sanction memorandum of other banks, renewals, etc. to be taken and analyzed for the last 3 years. But if it is agricultural takeover, the sanction memorandum and all analyzed for 1 year, that is sufficient. That is a change. The change I have put in a different color. So nowadays, if you consider a loan as takeover, the sanction memorandum, renewal copies, etc. to be analyzed, taken for 3 years. But if you consider this for takeover for agriculture, there is no need for 3 years. 1 year is sufficient. Okay, sir, this is a change. One more change is also there in the takeover. I will show this. I will explain to you, you can understand. See, that is when so far the MD and CEO of the bank or your executive director. For example, you got a new executive director from Indian Overseas Bank, isn't it? So either your MD and CEO or any of the executive directors worked in some other bank in whatever capacity. If they worked in some other bank and today Canara Bank wants to take over a loan from that bank where they worked earlier, it has to be permitted by MC of the board only. That is till this circular term. MC means management committee. That is the topmost authority in the bank to sanction loans. MC of the board. Okay, under MC only you have CAC of the board. Then under CAC of the board, you have EDCAC. Under EDCAC, you have CGM, GM, HOCAC. Then you have circulated CAC, like that it goes. Okay, MC, Management Committee. Management Committee of the board only is the topmost authority. So far, when you take over a loan where your MD and CEO or any of the executive directors worked earlier in whatever the capacity, the MC of the board has to sanction such proposals. Now, they brought the concept called whole-time director. Who is a whole-time director of Canara Bank? MD and CEO is a whole-time director. All the executive directors are whole-time directors. They are appointed by Government of India. Isn't it? So, who are all your whole-time directors? MD and CEO, all executive directors. Besides that, government will appoint some whole-time directors also. So, from this year, it is not restricted to your MD and CEO or executive director. It is given to all whole-time directors. Any of the whole-time directors worked in some other bank, and if you want to take over your loan from that bank, who has to sanction? So CGM, GM, HOCAC, they themselves can sanction up to the delegated powers. And all that sanctions to be placed before CAC of the board for information. If the power goes beyond CGM, GM, HOCAC, then MC of the board has to permit. And before releasing it, MC of the board has to get permission from board of directors. You see, in the first point, information note will be placed. In the second point, you see, so they have to get permission from the CAC of the board. So these are all the changes with regard to takeover as per these two circulars. See, all these this is the first time these changes have come. After this only, in the recent credit policy, recent credit risk management policy, these things were carried over. So these are all the first circular in which these changes have come in by the bank in the year. Let's quickly go through. What is the question number, sir? 670. Okay. So question number 16, I see. At the time of takeover of agriculture loans, sanction communication of previous bank, including modification if any, to be obtained and analyzed for 1 year. So question number 16, answer is C. Question number 17, which is not a guideline as per HO Circular 378/23 in respect of takeover law from any bank where any one of our banks who whole-time directors have worked earlier. I already explained to you, which is not a relevant guideline. Point number A, you see, it is not correct. MC of the board only to permit all such takeovers. No. Okay, that was earlier. Okay, it is not no. CGM, HOCAC itself can permit. Question number 17, answer is A. Question number 18. What is the maximum number of accounts that can be entrusted with agencies for specialized monitoring? So this question was asked for last time, that is scale 2 to 3. So what is an agency for specialized monitoring? This is given in HO 374 by 23, credit review and monitoring policy of the bank. See, whenever the exposure to a party is 250 crores and above, again I repeat, whenever the exposure to a party is 250 crores and above, so that the exposure is not only from Canara Bank, from all the banks put together, from the banking system. Again, I repeat, whenever the exposure to a party is 250 crores and above, and the exposure is not only from Canara Bank, from all the banks put together. In that case, those accounts to be monitored by an agency called the agencies for specialized monitoring. Bank has to appoint certain agencies and their balance sheet, everything, the account details will be given to the agency, and the agency will go through everything and they will give a quarterly information note to the that is topmost people in the bank, how the account is performing. Everything is fine in that account or some problem is in the account, everything they will analyze and they will give to you. Those agencies called the agencies for specialized monitoring. So how many accounts in the year you can entrust? You have 250 crores, a lot of accounts you may be having. Whether all the accounts can be given to any agency. So according to this circular, in a year, maximum 3 accounts only can be given to them. Last year, it was 5 accounts. Last year, you can give 5 accounts, but from this year, you can give only 3 accounts to the specialized monitoring agencies. Answer is A. Okay, answer is A. Question number 19. Question number 19. Each borrower to avail all credit facilities from a single branch as per HO circular, except gold loan, loans against our deposit, loans against approved securities, housing loan, 1 to 4 all, B 1 and 2 only, C 1 only, 2 that is D 2 only. Which is correct, sir? Good. Say whether a borrower can avail credit facilities from more than one branch. Each borrower to avail all the credit facilities from a single branch, except loans against deposit to depositors. Please understand. Against a fixed deposit, you can give VSL to the depositor. You can give VSL to a third party also. Documentations are different. Again, I repeat, loans against your deposit can be given to the depositor. Loans against your deposit can be given to a third party also. So different delegated authorities are there, margin is different, rate of interest is different, documentation is something different. Okay, so now if you are giving a VSL to your depositor against his own deposit, that can be given in different branches wherever he is having deposit. Other than that, all other loans, a person can avail only with a single branch of the bank, including gold loan. What we are doing is completely different. So I'm talking about from the exam point of view, what the circular says to you. I'm not here to do investigation. Okay, sir. Good. So each borrower to avail the facility, so within the single branch, except loans against our own deposit to depositors. If they ask you the question, whether bank depositor can avail loans through 2-3 branches for loans against deposits to third parties, no. Loans against deposits only in the single branch to the depositor. Keep that in mind. All other loans to be confined to a single branch only. Suppose the borrower is coming. Sir, I want to avail another loan in some other branch. Then who has to borrow? So the branch will be within the same circle. The branch will be some other circle. Jammu and Kashmir, the branch can be there. So in that case, the circle head is CAC, under whose jurisdiction the new branch comes, has to sanction the loan. See? If a sanction, that is, if the customer needs finance from another branch, circle head CAC of the branch in which the facility is sought to permit the same. Okay, in Bangalore, he has availed a loan. He wants to avail a loan in Chennai. In that case, circle head CAC of Chennai has to permit that loan. Okay, then next one. Whose permission is required to transfer a loan from one branch to another? The transfer will be within the circle. The transfer will be out of the circle. Who has to permit? CGM, GM, HOCAC and above authorities only to permit such transfers. Again, I repeat, a borrower has to avail a loan in single branch only, except loans against deposit to the depositors. All other loans only with a single branch. If he wants to avail from another branch, the circular CAC of the branch under which the new branch comes has to permit. Similarly, transfer of loans from one branch to another within the circle or different circle to be permitted by CGM, GM, HOCAC and above authorities only. None other than authorities are having power. Quickly, let's see the answer. Question number 19, answer is D. What is two loans against our deposit? Question number 19, answer is D. Okay, all other things are not correct. Okay, question number 20, which is not relevant with regard to CGTMSE as per HO circular 433/23. Friends, there are certain changes in CGTMSE questions we can expect at all the levels. 2, 3, 4 slides are there. I will explain to you. 1 or 2 sample questions are there. You can answer. These questions are prepared from the exam point of view to give some confidence to you. Okay, sir. Now let us see. See, you know, as this is a consolidated circular, latest circular in Canara Bank on CGTMSE is 433/23. Now you know the ceiling for coverage increased from 200 lakhs to 500 lakhs. Loans given to your borrower up to 500 lakhs can be covered under CGTMSE. And one more thing you should keep in mind, loans given only to MSE, not MSME. CGTMSE coverage is available for micro, small enterprises only. It is not available for micro, small, medium enterprises. That point you should know. And the second thing is the 5 crore coverage, not only from single branch, from all the banks put together. When the borrower comes to you for an MSE loan and he says, please cover my loan account under CGTMSE, how do you know whether he has availed another MSE loan from some other bank which is covered under CGTMSE? Because more than 500 lakhs you cannot cover, isn't it? You have to go to the CGTMSE portal and do a search report. The search report will give whether any of his loan is covered under CGTMSE. If it is there, you have to find out what is the quantum. It is already 500 lakhs. You have to tell the borrower, even though you are an MSE borrower, I cannot cover in my bank. You got my point, sir? So you should do. Okay, sir. Now this is the additional for this point. So the 500 lakhs is with single branch, with single bank or all the bank. It is customer specific. It is not bank specific. Okay, sir? Customer specific. Then the annual guarantee fee, earlier it was a single fee. Now the annual guarantee fee changed depending upon the loan quantum. We'll see in the next slide. That is the second change. Third one, see, let us assume the waiver of legal action. So there are two concepts in the bank. When the loan becomes NPA, when the borrower is not willing to pay, there are two options for you. Either file a suit in the court and go for recovery measure or for SARFAESI action, whatever it is. And the second thing is there is no use in filing a suit. This fellow is not having anything. We will not go for legal action. So that is called the legal action waived. So legal action waived, various authorities in the bank is having power to give you permission to waive the legal action. Once legal action is waived, you need not take AOD also. Legal action already waived, no? Till the legal action waived, the AOD should be in line. Okay, the acknowledgement of debt, the loan paper should be in line. Otherwise, you cannot go to the court of law. Once legal action is waived, there is no need for AOD in that account subsequently. Okay, so there are various, let's not worry about authorities. Now, when let us assume the account is covered under CGTMSE, you are not going to court. Now legal action is waived. Now you will go to CGTMSE, say this account become bad. When legal action is waived, give me the money. 85% coverage is there. 10 lakhs has become bad. Give me 8.50 lakhs. Isn't it? So far, CGTMSE told legal action waiver, you can come to me only up to 5 lakhs. Now CGTMSE says legal action waived up to 10 lakhs, you can come to me. Okay, CGTMSE covered account, if the legal action is waived and the liability is up to 10 lakhs, no other option is available to you. You can go to CGTMSE and get back the money, whatever amount is collected. Then after the that is you recovered, after you get the money from CGTMSE, let us assume you close the account. Balance amount is written off and you close the amount, let us assume. Subsequently, you cut out the borrower, some recovery is coming in that account. Okay, CGTMSE has cleared. How much CGTMSE gave you? 85%. So after some time, you are getting 5 lakhs, 5,000 for the borrower. Account is closed, 5,000. How much CGTMSE gave you? 85%, isn't it? Out of this 5,000 or 15,000, whatever it is, 85% you should send back to CGTMSE. Within how many days? Within 30 days. If you do not do it, you have to pay a penalty of bank rate plus 4% to CGTMSE. That question they ask. If CGTMSE covered accounts, if CGTMSE amount has come to the bank, subsequently, if you have noticed any recovery in that account, whether you have to share the recovery with the CGTMSE. Yes, you have to share the recovery. What is the percentage? Whatever percentage they have given to you, in that percentage, you have to share the recovery amount within how many days? Within 30 days. If you do not know what is the penalty the bank has to pay to CGTMSE, bank rate plus 4%. So these questions were asked. Nowhere you can see the latest circular, isn't it? It is somewhere else. And the CGTMSE circular, I went and saw the CGTMSE site. There it is there. In your test paper 3, I have given 5 to 10, 20 questions on the penalties bank has to pay for non-compliance of various things. If you go through the question with the answers, you will get the correct answer in the exam. So any one question will come, the penalty the bank has to pay for doing things in various forms. Okay, sir, good. Now 10 crores, 5 lakhs, okay. So now suppose then CGTMSE coverage is possible only if the account is rated as up to moderate risk. If the account is rated as high risk, you cannot cover under CGTMSE. Okay, you cannot cover under CGTMSE. Good, sir. Next point. Now, let's assume that is 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs, CGTMSE as now accepting the waiver. Let's assume in Canara Bank, one account, liability of 10 lakhs, that is legal of action waived, you got permission from appropriate authority. Huge amount, even 100 lakhs, you can get waiver of legal action. There is no problem. From your authority, you can get. But you can go to CGTMSE only if the liability is 10 lakhs. You got my point. Waiver of legal action, there are various authorities in the back, right from DMCAC and ROCAC. Various authorities will permit waiver of legal action. What is the maximum amount they can permit? The power given to them. An account may be 100 lakhs liability will be there, 1 crore. You find out, you have to get waiver of legal action only. You place to the appropriate authority and get the permission. But you cannot go to CGTMSE for that account. If the legal action waived accounts is liabilities up to 10 lakhs only, you can go to CGTMSE and ask for the coverage. Okay, well, okay. Now, you are going to CGTMSE. CGTMSE will give you 2 options. You are going and asking CGTMSE, sir, 10 lakhs loan has become bad. It has been waived. We got permission from appropriate authority for waiver of legal action. We got permission. 85% is covered as per the CGTMSE scheme. We have paid premium to you. Please give me 85% of the 10 lakhs. You are going and asking waiver of legal action. Now CGTMSE gives you 2 options. I will settle once for all. Okay, I will settle once for all. But in that case, what is the original claim amount covered? 85%. 85% less 15%. So what is the amount become NPA? 10 lakhs. 10 lakhs I will cover. I will give you not 85% of the 10 lakh. I will give you only 70% of the 10 lakh. 7 lakhs you go. That's all. Between you and this, no relationship. But if you get any collection, you should give me within 30 days. Over. Then, how much you have paid premium for 85%? How much that fellow is settling now? Less 15%, only for 70%. Option is for you. Or he says, no, you know, what is this, sir? I have covered for 85%, you are telling less 15% you will give. I want the entire 85%. Then that fellow dictates terms to you. First, I will give you 75% of that 85%. One first lot of settlement. Then you have to wait for 3 years. After that only I will give, or if the OTS is settled in the account, I will give. That's what you see. 2 options. Single installment of claim settlement by reducing the guarantee cover by 15%. That is, if the original cover is 75, it will be reduced to 60%, once for all. Or 2 installments. 75% first of the original amount covered, and then 25% second. Second, after 3 years from the date of settlement of the first claim or OTS, whichever is earlier, they will give you the balance 25%, balance you write off whatever you do. So between the two, every year, break for tea. Okay, another 10 minutes. So between the two, bank has to opt for not each account wise. Every year, bank has to give inform CGTMSE. Between these two options, Canara Bank has chosen this option for the year. This year, Canara Bank has chosen option number 2. There is no once for all settlement. 2 settlements Canara Bank has chosen. If they ask that question, you should not miss it. Okay, sir. This is come in this year only. Then the other one is, now you know there is a concept called the MSME Sulam in the bank. Okay. All loans up to 10 lakhs necessarily to be covered under CGTMSE if it is an MSE borrower. All loans up to 10 lakhs. If it is above 10 lakhs, either entire loan can be covered under CGTMSE or one portion CGTMSE, one portion collateral. We call it as hybrid security model, or the entire thing collateral. Then the loan amount is about 10 lakhs. There are 3 options. The entire thing covered under CGTMSE. There are one portion under CGTMSE, one portion under collateral, or the entire loan under collateral. The option is given to the borrower. Okay. Now you know branches are having power to sanction loans, MSE loans up to 25 lakhs only. About 25 lakhs, it has to go to MSME Sulam. Now let's assume you are getting a branch where a borrower is coming for an MSE loan asking for 20 lakhs. So as per normal delegation of power, you can sanction. But you have to find out whether the loan you have to cover under CGTMSE or the borrower is giving you collateral, how much collateral is going to give. If the borrower says, sir, entire 20 lakhs you cover under CGTMSE, then in that case, even though the loan amount is less than 25 lakhs, you cannot sanction. It has to go to next higher authority only. First point you see, CGTMSE coverage 100%. When the CGTMSE coverage is 100%, so loan quantum of above 10 lakhs up to 500 lakhs, when there is no that is collateral to that loan, availability of collateral, it has to be sanctioned by NHA only, next higher authority. So second, the borrower says, that 20 lakhs loan I want. For 8 lakhs, I will give you collateral. For 12 lakhs, you cover under CGTMSE. You have to see what is the extent of collateral to the loan amount. If the extent of collateral is less than 50%, then also you cannot sanction the loan. Second point you see, 100%. CG second point is hybrid. Hybrid is security and collateral. So more than 10 lakhs up to 500 lakhs. So if it is security values less than 50% of the exposure, then that also has to go to next higher authority only. All other things, prospective sanctioning authority can sanction. So 100% CGTMSE coverage, branches cannot sanction. So if the hybrid, if the security value is less than 50% of the exposure, branches cannot sanction. That has to go to next higher authority only. Okay, sir, good. Then, what is the percentage of coverage? So, you know, the quantum of coverage increased from 200 lakhs to 500 lakhs. Immediately, bank has changed the CGTMSE has changed the coverage percentage also. So, if the unit is in the micro enterprise and if it is loan is up to 5 lakhs and the loan amount is more than 5 lakhs up to 50 lakhs and the loan amount is above 50 lakhs up to 500 lakhs. Out of the NPA liability, they will cover 85%. So the 85% is not on the loan amount. The 85%, 75% is on the liability. Okay, when the account has become NPA on the bad liability, they will give you 85%. One more point you should know. Let's assume account become NPA, you are going for CGTMSE coverage. At that time, in your books, you are showing, so let's assume liability is 10 lakhs. You are telling there is a security available to the extent of 2 lakhs. Let's assume, as per your books, bank 74, bank 80, bank somewhere, no, you have updated a security value is 2 lakhs. For what is the NPA level? 10 lakhs. Legal action waived. So you are going for CGTMSE for coverage. So whenever in an CGTMSE covered account, whenever there is a security available, CGTMSE will give you less the security only. What is the amount NPA? 10 lakhs. What is the security you are showing? 2 lakhs. So CGTMSE will not give you 85% on the 10 lakhs liability. They will give you 85% on 8 lakhs only. That is why bank updation you should be paka. They will see from a centralized server. They will not ask you. They will say your branch has updated in bank 74, bank 75, the account is showing you. That means there is a stock is there. There is a book that is there. You recover it. For the balance only I will cover. Okay, that you have to be very always. That is why bank is insisting on updation of the security value in the appropriate CBS fast part. Don't think that is something bank is asking you to unnecessarily do. Isn't it? These things, some idea. Corporate office is having some idea on that. Okay, sir, good. So, and if it is a micro unit, and if it is other units, MSCs located, and women entrepreneurs, SC/ST entrepreneurs, etc., etc. Okay, this is the percentage coverage. The minimum percentage coverage is 75%, and the maximum is 85%, depending upon the various cadre, depending upon the loan quantum. So I told you, CGTMSE is having a different slab for different loans. What is the premium the borrower has to pay? So there is a concept called the standard rate, the loan amount. Loan amount up to 10 lakhs, the standard rate is 0.37. That is, on the loan amount, 0.3% is the annual guarantee fee to be remitted to CGTMSE. If the loan amount is about 10 lakhs up to 50 lakhs, 0.56 is the 0.55. Okay, 0.5655 is the standard rate. So this is the standard rate. But the rate will vary from bank to bank, from loan quantum to loan quantum. What CGTMSE say, so besides the standard rate, every year CGTMSE will say for Canara Bank, what is the risk premium? So what the CGTMSE will do, they will appoint some external agencies, they will monitor through your CBS system somewhere, what is the total loan in Canara Bank covered under CGTMSE last year? Out of it, what percentage slipped to NPA? And last year, Canara Bank, for Canara Bank, how much I have given the claim payout ratio? And then in the CGTMSE covered account, last year in Canara Bank, how much quick mortality accounts? If all those things are very huge, CGTMSE will say you have to pay on the premium 70% more. So, for example, in your portfolio above 50 lakhs, you have less. Then in that case, the premium will be less. So that this standard rate is given standard. If everything is paka, the standard rate will be given by CGTMSE. If client payout ratio is more in one segment of loan, or NPA is more in one segment of loan, etc., the client percentage will be more, risk premium will be more. Accordingly, you have to pay more premium to CGTMSE. That is a risk premium, you should know. And the third point is, one more point. So this is the standard rate. From the standard rate, the borrower will get discount also. When they will get the discount, for example, I told you the last point I told the risk premium depends upon the etc. 10% discount is available for women beneficiary and SC/ST beneficiaries, and then physically challenged units, northeastern region, etc. 10% discount is available. So for a unit, you can get maximum 30% discount. For example, women. For women, she will get 10%. If it is a northeastern region, another 10% she will get. If she is a physically challenged, she will get another 10%. So one unit can get maximum 30% discount. Risk premium also is that it varies from 15% to 70%. So any question they will ask you. Okay, these 4 slides. Please be thorough and please go through the video. Let us see the 2 questions. It will go break for tea and we'll come. So question number 20. Which is not relevant with regard to CGTMSE as per HO Circular 433 for 23. Ceiling of coverage for MSME loans increased from 200 lakhs to 500 lakhs. Whether that is correct or not correct, sir? That is not correct. MSC. Yes, E only, not MSME. That question was asked last time. People came out from the exam hall and told me, questions are easy, sir. Answers are tricky. That means in depth, you have seen only 200. Your eyes have gone only to 200 to 500 lakhs. Your eyes have not gone to the previous point of the option. Distinction, there are a lot of distinctions there. No. And what is credit guarantee? CGTMSE. Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for Micro and Small Enterprises. MSC. Other than a definition. Okay, good. So point number 1 is not correct. Point number 2 is correct, sir. Point number 2 correct. Maximum extent of guarantee cover is 50 lakhs up to 500 lakhs for women entrepreneurs, 85%. You see the slide. So maximum. So the maximum. Sorry. So the maximum guarantee cover available for the women enterprise, it is already there with you. It is 85% if the loan quantum is this much. Okay, it is already there. So point number B is correct. Point number C. What is the point number C, sir? The modified standard rate. The modified standard rate. You see that is also correct. Point number C. The other point. So waiver of legal action increased to 10 lakhs. That is also correct. And the other point number 4 here. ROI at the CAC is the delegated authority in our bank to take decision on waiver of legal action. That is wrong. So point number 1 is wrong and point number 4 is wrong. In our bank, it is not RO get CAC. It is AGM RO CAC. AGM RO CAC is the authority to permit waiver of legal action. So for question number 20, answer is B. So which is not correct? 1 and 4 are not correct. Question number 20, answer is B. With question number 21, we'll go for T and count. If the credit exposure to a party under MSC is more than 10 lakhs and up to 25 lakhs, and if the entire exposure is covered under CGTMSC, no collateral, the proposal to be sanctioned by. Who has to sanction? Next higher authority. Next higher authority short. For question number 22, friends, we are going to question number 22. Who is the sanctioning authority for clean OD DPN for employees of our bank? Friends, as per after the CO functions of HRM and all has gone to regional office from central office, certain changes have taken place in the delegation of loan sanctioning power. So these things are given in this HO circular. It is before you. Who has to sanction the fiscal advance to the employees of the bank? So branch in charges, if it is headed up to scale 3, if the branch is headed by executive or the office is headed by an executive, managers, senior managers in charge of staff matters has to sanction the fiscal advance. Then in the case of circle office and head office, HRM section and the WASA section has to sanction the fiscal advance. Two-wheeler loan. Who has to sanction two-wheeler loan? The branch in charge in which the salary of the employee is credited. He has to sanction the two-wheeler loan. It's not RO gate or CO gate, etc. Branch in charge in which the employee's loan salary is credited. He has to sanction four-wheeler loan, clean OD, DPN, RO gate to sanction. Employees housing loan, additional housing loan for employees, RO gate, under whose jurisdiction the property is situated. For example, the employee may be working in Bangalore. He wants to avail a loan somewhere else, so in Kolar or somewhere. The RO gate under which whose the property comes. For example, under Kolar, RO gate of Kolar has to sanction. This is not RO gate CAC, it is only RO gate individual authority. Housing loan to employees as applicable to customers. So, employees can avail housing loan from the bank, not necessarily under employees housing loan. If they are not eligible, they can apply as per RBI scheme. Customers, if they are eligible there, or one portion they can avail an employees housing loan. Balance, if they want, they can go to this RBI scheme. That also to be permitted by RO gate under whose jurisdiction the property is situated. So loans to retired employees of the bank or employees under concession rate of interest. Friends, I am a retired employee of the bank. What loans I am eligible? Generally, people say Canara pensions. Okay, so when you retire, you ask people, sir, what loans I am eligible? Okay, they say you are not eligible for any loan. I am happy today you are telling me Canara pension. There are two reasons why, because all of you, most of you may be in NPS. You may not be covered under the pension. So they say no Canara pension for you, sir. That also you are not eligible. And the level what will happen after 10 years. Okay, I do not want to discuss it here. So that is when a retired employee retires, you can give what are all the loans he is eligible as applicable to a customer. Okay. Now the question is whether can you give a retired employee a housing loan under employees housing loan scheme? Yes, you can give. What are the conditions? Rate of interest for you is 6%. For me, it is 6.50 simple. And the second condition is, at the time of when I was in service, I should not have availed any employees housing loan scheme. And when I am applying for the loan, I should not have any house in my name. If these two conditions are satisfied, even for the retired employee, you can sanction housing loan simple 6.50, whereas it is only 6% for you. Who has to sanction the loan? DGM of the circle. DGM of the circle has to sanction or where the property is situated, agricultural loan, loans against deposit, respective delegated authority, Canara mortgage. Whether a Canara mortgage loan can be sanctioned to the employee of the bank. Yes, Canara mortgage can be sanctioned. And who has to sanction? The authority who is sanctioning to a customer. For example, if RO gets RAHM is the sanctioning authority, for you also he or she will sanction. Then four-wheeler loan, two-wheeler loans as applicable to customer. So now, which are all the retail loans that can be sanctioned to the employees under the retail lending scheme? Housing loan, then Canara mortgage, then recently two-wheeler and four-wheeler loan as applicable to customer also to be sanctioned to employees if they fulfill the norm. Canara vehicle loan scheme is there, no? If you fulfill the norm there, then Canara vehicle loan under the retail lending scheme can be sanctioned to the employee or head is the sanctioning authority. Okay, sir. Next. That is continuation of the liability under various employees loan scheme after retirement. So DGM of the circle. So if the employee dies in service, the legal has wants to continue the employee's housing loan as applicable. Then that also DGM of the circle. Substitution of the property, DGM of the circle. A release of title deeds. Friends, we saw question number 8 or question number 9. Whenever the borrower has closed the loan account, after ensuring that there is no direct indirect liability, irrespective of the sanctioning authority, you can release the document. Isn't it? There is no exception to it. If the document is related to the housing loan of the employee, under employee's housing loan scheme, then even though he has cleared all direct indirect liabilities, you cannot release the document. That has to be permitted by the respective sanctioning authority only. Today, for employee's housing loan, RO gate is the sanctioning authority. Okay, there you have to get the permission from sanctioning authority. All other loans you can release. Okay, sir. Then house property acquired under employee's housing loan scheme, which used to be asked as collateral for education loan of the children, that also will be sanctioned by DGM of the circle. This is the car loan quantum. Car loan quantum has increased for the employees. Questions may come. So petrol driven, diesel and LPG cars, substock 10 lakhs, up to scale 8, maximum 21 lakhs. If it is solar, battery driven, hybrid variety cars, substock 12 and maximum scale 6, 23. And friends, you know, so far under the Canara retail lending scheme, Canara vehicle, if the accessories, registration charges up to 25,000 only is covered, up to 5,000 is covered for two-wheeler under for general customer. So out of the performance value, vehicle value will be there, life tax will be there, registration charges will be there, insurance will be there, miscellaneous will be there. Or you add, if a maximum 25,000 only you can add for loan contact. Balance the employee customer only has to bring. Similarly, that condition is brought to employees four-wheeler loan also. If you are availing a four-wheeler loan at concessional rate from the bank under employees four-wheeler loan, the maximum amount permitted for all these things is only 25,000, and for two-wheeler permitted is only 5,000 rupees. Okay, sir. Now let's quickly go through that question. Who is the sanctioning authority for clean OD or DPN for employees of our bank? RO head. Question number 22, answer is B. Sorry, answer is C. Question number 22, answer is C, RO head. Question number 23, as per HO circular 458/23, like tax, insurance, registration charges, and other accessories up to dash for four-wheeler to be reckoned to arrive at the quantum of loan to employees of the bank. Answer is D. Question number 23, answer is D. Question number 24. Which retail lending loan scheme as applicable to general customers can be sanctioned to staff members also? Canara Mortgage, yes. Canara Vehicle, 4-wheeler, correct. Canara Vehicle, 2-wheeler, correct. Canara Budget, no. So Canara Budget, you cannot sanction. Question number 24, answer is D. Except for, answer is C. Except for, all can be sanctioned. Answer is C. 25. The minimum and maximum car loan for solar and battery driven car to employees of the bank, 12 lakhs and 23 lakhs, isn't it? Minimum is 12 lakhs, maximum is 23 lakhs. 12 lakhs to 23 lakhs. 12 lakhs to substaff, 23 lakhs to scale 8. Okay. Which is not a revised guideline with regard to employees housing loan as per HO Circular 462/23. Let's quickly go through, sir. That is, you see, there is a change in the employees housing loan. 2-3 circulars are there. If you go through it, you can understand. Employees housing loan will be sanctioned to acquire a house property, and the property can be in the name of the employee. No problem. Property is in the name of the employee, loan is in the name of the employee. Second, the property can be in the spouse name only without jointly with the employee. Not a problem, no? You are availing the loan, you are repaying, but spouse is enjoying your property. Highly dangerous. But you asked for that, bank has given you. Okay, see, the second point is a chain. So far, the property should be the joint name of the employee with the spouse. Now, the property can be registered in the name of the spouse only, the loan will be in your name. There is a chain. And jointly with the spouse can be already jointly with the children, minor children or major children. So wherever along with them it comes, so the documentation as well as the mortgage to be put through by the spouse, they should join with the employee to execute the documents, etc. So what is the change here? So the property can be in the name of the spouse only. Or similarly, so whether a housing loan can be given for construction of house under a leasehold property. Yes, it can be given for construction of a house under a leasehold property also. And the leasehold property can be in the name of the employee, or it can be in the name of the spouse of the employee alone. That is also a change. Either property or that is leasehold property can be in the name of the spouse only. So it jointly also it is that. One more condition here, already it is that the left out the lease period of the leasehold property should be 90 years and above. It should not be less than 90 years. Okay, sir, these are all the two changes. Then one more change is that in the employee's housing loan. What? See, let us assume an employee is eligible for 1 crore housing loan. Under various things. Today he is eligible for 1 crore. So he has already availed, let us assume, 2 housing loans. He has exhausted, let us assume, 60 lakhs. Now he is coming to you for the third house. What is his eligibility? 100 lakhs. How much he has already availed? 60 lakhs. How much house he was having? 2 houses. Now he is coming to you for the third house. He says, I still have the eligibility of 40 lakhs. Give me the third house. Okay. So now, so far, what is the condition? Now, what is the condition? So far, so if you have already sanctioned 2 housing loans to the under the employees housing loan scheme, whether he has sold the house or the house is in his name, if he comes for the third house, even though he is having 40 lakhs left out, we will not sanction the loan. So far. You got my point? Now what the bank has taken a decision, you can avail any number of employees housing loan scheme, so within your eligibility. Okay. So when you come, for example, so already let's assume you availed the 60 lakhs, 2-3 houses you already, that is 2 houses already you availed the loan. Now you are coming and asking eligibility is another 40 lakhs, please give. At the time of you applying for that employees housing loan, bank will see how many employees housing loan scheme you are availed, and out of which how many properties are still in your name. So at the date of applying, along with the loan for the house for which you are applying, already another one is that. That one plus this one put together 2 in your name, they will not sanction you the loan, more than 2. That means The other roles which you already avail, no, you should have sold. Bank is giving you a lot of opportunity, no, to avail your loan at 60%, sell them. You see, lot of benefits. Still, you don't want to become senior managers and DM. That is a problem. So you want the proper bank is giving lot of benefits. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy. So far only for car and two-wheelers. Now for house also. So that is a change that has come. So at the time of applying, you should not have more than in your name or jointly with your spouse, that's all. Otherwise, you can avail. So that's what it is told. Employees housing loan can be availed for any number of occasions within the entitlement. That is, the employee can acquire any number of houses flat within the eligibility. However, at any point of time, employee should not own more than two houses, either in his name or jointly with the spouse, including the one for which EHL is availed now. That is the only condition. Avail and give to the chickaway. Like that, you can going on, you can enjoy your life. So bank is giving you permission also for that. Very good, sir. Now you tell me the answer. Tell me the answer, sir. Question number 26. Okay, question number 26, which is not a revised guideline with regard to employees housing loan as per HO Circular 462/23. EHL will be sanctioned to employees to acquire their own house property either in his name or in the name of the spouse or jointly. That is correct. Point number B you see. Point number B you see. And no employees housing loan to be permitted for construction of a house on leasehold property. That is wrong. So the leasehold property also, you can give employees housing loan. The leasehold property can be in the name of the employee or in the name of the spouse or jointly. The leasehold period should not be less than 90 years. Okay, point number B is wrong. Point number C. Now, bank has introduced a scheme called the Canara Kavach. There is a loan for employees, Canara Kavach scheme. See, that is employees having lot of loans under the employees loan. You are housing loan, vehicle loan, etc., etc. So when something happens to the unwanted incident happens to the employee, that's okay, nothing happens, God willing. Something happens from the terminal benefits, the liability will be cleared. The balance only is given to the legal tax, isn't it? So what the employee is finding it very difficult like that. So what the insurance companies are telling, so we will clear the liability from us. So let the terminal benefits go to your family. So for that, the insurance company is telling you pay a premium. What is your liability? Depending upon your liability, we will tell you this is the premium. You pay the premium to us. If something happens to the life of the employee, so all the loans for which you have paid the premium to us, we will clear the liability. Let the terminal benefit go to the family of the employees. So to pay the premium, bank gives a loan. You see, to pay the premium, bank gives a loan. That is called the Canara Kavach. How many loans no? Enjoy it. Good. Say coverage for liabilities under various loans to employees, under employees housing loan, vehicle loan, etc. What is the maximum loan quantum? They are given for clerk, etc., etc. So the minimum loan quantum is 3.50, maximum is 9 lakhs, or the premium amount, whichever is less. The premium amount should directly go to the insurance company. So maximum loan amount, with the employee can avail any number of loans under Canara Kavach within his maximum entitlement. Today, you would avail 2 employees loan scheme. For that, you would avail the Canara Kavach. Now tomorrow, he will avail another employees loan scheme. Then for that also, he can take a Canara Kavach if the total eligibility he has not exceeded. Okay, any number of loans. Then the interest is 7% compounded monthly. Repayment 10 years, 120 EMIs. Sanctioning authorities as applicable to the clean loan ROA. Then that is loan amount to be remitted directly to the insurance company. Liability be cleared out of the terminal benefits, or it can be continued after the retirement also, because all other loans the insurance company will clear. So loan under this insurance company will not cover, because for that only you got the premium, isn't it? You should give some other loan for that. So that has to be cleared from the terminal benefits, or it can be continued after the retirement also. DCM circle will give you the permission. Now let's give the question answer, sir. You see. Question number 27, Canara Kavach. You see point number B. Point number B. Interest rate is 7% compounded annually. 7% compounded monthly. Okay, point number B is wrong. All other points are correct, sir. It is in the presentation. Question number 27, answer is B. Question number 28. As per HO circular 479/23, at the time of review, the reviewing authority to check for correctness of various parameters fit in CBS, which is the first part, which does not match with regard to term loan. Friends, whenever you are sanctioning a loan at the branch level, so after the loan is sanctioned, the loan papers have to be sent to next higher authority for review. Within how many days you have to send this, sir? Within 7 days after the end of the month. All loans sanctioned in the month of October, the details have to be sent to RO on or before 7th of November. Who will review in the regional office? Individual review authority. It is not a committee. Review will be done by not less than the rank of a divisional manager. DM will review or AGM will review, etc. The review will be done by individual authority. The CRM section will play. Then, what you have to send along with the loan papers for review? If the loan amount is up to 5 lakhs for all loans, and if the loan amount is up to 6 lakhs for SHG, you just mention you are given the loan to this party, this is the rate of interest, etc. If the loan amount is above 5 lakhs for general customers, and if the loan amount is above 6 lakhs for SHG, along with the report, you have to submit the sanction copy, the CR copy. You have to give the risk rating. You are supposed to do the risk rating sheet. You have to give the CIBIL data which you have downloaded. Along with that, your sanction, you have to give all those things for review. So within 30 days, the reviewing authority has to review. And so I am telling the date. Within 7 days of the end of the month, you have to send. So individually, whether you have to send or consolidated, you have to send. Up to 5 lakhs consolidated, up to 6 lakhs consolidated, above 5 lakhs, above 6 lakhs, details also to be sent within 7 days. Will be reviewed by the authority, individual authority, not less than the rank of a divisional manager at the regional office. The review to be done within 30 days. So review observations has to come back to you. You have to comply with the review observations within another 30 days. So any question asked, you should be able to answer. Number of days are there, who has to review, above 5 lakhs, above 6 lakhs, these things keep in mind. Okay, sir. Now, at the time of doing the review, whomsoever is doing the review, the reviewing authority should ensure whenever you are opening a loan, there are various conditions are there, sanction terms and conditions, sanctioning authority, rate of interest, repayment period, moratorium period, etc. No, then CIBIL, then LEI, legal entity identifier, everything under various past part you have to feed. Whether you have done it correctly or not, that also the review authority has to look into. So for term loan, there are various past part. For ODOCC, there are various past part. At least now you will understand these things are very important. For example, if it is term loan, and I have given two columns, term loan and ODOCC, that shows up to 478/23. The rate of interest for term loan under LNM 10, for ODOCC, CHM 07. So you create a group of these participants, already it is there in this laptop, or I will post all these presentations to you along with the answers also, all the test papers, whether they are completing or not. I will post all the presentations along with the answers by question paper also I will post. So before I leave Bangalore. Okay, sir. So if it is rate of interest, term loan, LNM 10, ODOCC, then tenor, period, like that it is separate tenor, then margin, then moratorium period, etc. etc. It is given various past path for term loan and ODOCC. Then internal rating. So they asked last time. Internal rating has to be updated and which past part in CBI. So you should know BA 188. External rating BA 189 for both term loan as well as ODOCC. Godown registered number, legal entity identifier has to be updated. Then passport details, sanctioning authority. Now you tell me, as per this question, which is wrong for term loan? Which is the question number, sir? 28. Answer is D. Sanctioning authority for CHM 07 and for term loan BA 020. So that is the correct answer. But here answer is D. So number 28, answer is D. 29. Delegation of powers to sanction loans and advances under self-help group, including ALRLM, revised for branches headed by scale 2 and scale 3. You please note it down. Scale 1 headed branches can sanction up to 6 lakhs. So for SHG, scale 1 headed branches can sanction loan up to 6 lakhs. Scale 2 up to 15 lakhs, 1.5. Scale 2 up to 15 lakhs. Scale 3 up to 20 lakhs. Scale 1, scale 2, scale 3. That is sufficient. Let us not go detail into the circular. Question number 30, which is not correct. So you have to tell me the answer. We already discussed it. Regarding sanctioning authority for employees loan scheme. LHV, two-wheeler, RO get to sanction. Anything wrong? Okay. 29 is not correct. 29 I told you, no? So that is scale 1, 6 lakh, scale 2, 15 lakh, scale 3, 20 lakhs. That's all. Question 30. Which is not correct regarding sanctioning authority for employees loan scheme. LHV two-wheeler, RO gate, continuation of DHL liability, DGM of the circuit, release of the title deeds in respect of housing loan of employees, RO gate, housing loan to retired employees of the bank, DGM of the circuit, which is not correct, sir. A is not correct. Who has to sanction two-wheeler? The branch head where the salary is credited. Don't say branch head where the employee is working. Branch head where the salary is credited. So A is wrong. 31. Which one of the following is not a guideline with regard to prepayment penalty for pre-closure of takeover of term loan as per HO circular 550/23? Let's quickly go through. It. We'll understand. See, whenever a loan is taken or prepaid, what is the possibility of prepayment of loan? Out of his own sources, he will pay and close the loan, or some other bank will take over the loan. If he closes the loan out of his own sources, there is no prepayment penalty. If the loan is taken over by some other bank, prepayment penalty is there. If the loan is taken over by some other bank, in two cases, there is no prepayment penalty. That is the question. See, for pre-closure of term loan, 2% on the prepaid amount. So 10 lakhs is the liability, 10 lakhs you are prepaid to another bank, on the 10 lakhs 2%. So the buyer may be having 2-3 loans. 2 loans will be taken over by some bank. For the liability taken over by that bank, only prepayment penalty on the prepaid amount, not out of his own sources, that is, you got taken over by some other bank. So applicable for loans available at both under floating and fixed rate of interest, waiver. So takeover of all term loans, even if it is a floating interest rate or fixed interest rate, if it is to MSC borrowers, you need not ask him to pay 2% prepayment penalty. MSC, not MSME. Similarly, so loans granted to individuals under floating rate term loans for individuals for purpose other than business, if it is taken over, that loan also no prepayment penalty. In 2 loans, no prepayment penalty. Otherwise, prepayment penalty to be charged at the rate of 2% on the amount taken over by other bank. You tell me, sir, what is the answer for this question? Which is not correct with regard to takeover. For transfer of loans to other banks, FIs, prepayment penalty is 2% on the amount prepaid and applicable for both fixed and floating. Correct. For prepaid closure of loans by borrowers not involving a transfer of penalty to liability to other bank, no penalty need to be levied. Correct. Prepayment penalty is waived for all MSME term loans, both floating and fixed interest rate. Whether that is correct, sir? No, MSC. Again, I am coming. So question number 31, answer is C. 32. Which one of the following is not a guideline in respect of DRI advances as per HO circular 605/23? So differential rate of interest, differential rate of interest or differential interest rate scheme. Either DRI you can call or DIR you can call. So this is the loan given to the poorest among the poor in the society. So loan is given. The rate of interest is 4% per annum, simple rate of interest. Who is eligible for that? So the annual income not to exceed 18,000 rural area and 24,000 in semi-urban area, correct? DRA advances to be given in rural and semi-urban areas, and that is 2/3 and 1/3 in urban and metro, correct? 40% of the DRA advances to be given to SC/ST beneficiaries, correct? One total DRA advances not to exceed 1% of the net credit of the bank. No, that is not correct. Till last year, that was also there. From this year, that is removed. So that is DRA advances, annual income is correct. So 2/3 that is to rural and semi-urban branches, and 1/3 to the remaining branches. 40% of the DRA advances should go to SC/ST beneficiary. So point number D is not correct. Point number D is not correct. Then, which is not relevant with regard to DRA advances. Here I will tell you, you will be able to answer. The maximum loan you can give 15,000 maximum loan. If the loan is for housing loan, if it is for house construction, maximum loan is only 20,000. That too for SC/ST beneficiary only. Again I repeat, normal loan under DRA scheme maximum 15,000. If the loan is for housing loan purpose, there also 15,000. But if it is for SC/ST beneficiary, maximum we can give 20,000. And third point, so rate of interest is 4% per annum, simple. The other point is, so the land criteria. What is the land criteria? Not to exceed 1 acre of irrigated land and 2.5 acres of unirrigated land. That is not applicable to SC/ST. That is also correct. So here the wrong answer is, you see point number C, for housing loan, the maximum loan is 20,000. For SC/ST, that is also correct. That means none of them are not correct. All these things, all points are correct. So one more question they asked last time under DRA advances. I told you maximum loan is 15,000. For housing, SC/ST beneficiary 20,000, isn't it? Under educational loan, under IBA model educational loan scheme, under DRA scheme for 4% rate of interest, simple. What is the maximum educational loan you can give to a borrower if he is covered under DRA, if he is eligible under DRA? So what is the maximum educational loan you can give to a borrower under DRA rate of 4%? That question was asked. It is in your retail lending manual. As applicable to the education loan scheme. You process his education loan scheme. If he is eligible for 7.50 lakh, you give 7.50 lakh. At what rate of interest? 4%. If he is studying in a premier institute like IIT under Vidya Turan, you give him 40 lakhs without any collateral. Yeah. Education loan land. Why these education loans are given without collateral on these two people for 18,000 below income level? Because for upgrading skill and knowledge, no money, no age. At any point of time in your life, you can upgrade your skills and knowledge. At any point of your life, that is, government has to support you if you don't have money to upgrade your skills and knowledge. That is why the education loan under DRA rate, if these people are eligible under the DRA average income 18,000 or something, you can sanction, provided whatever is the amount they are eligible. You cannot restrict that to 15,000. So it is there in your DRA, in your retail lending manual under education loan. I have given many education loans, then I was in charge of branches. Please give. Please, not necessarily education loan. In your command area, in charges, many in charges may be there. In your command area, don't you have a poorest poor, a history wala, or a cobbler, a person whose annual income is less than 18,000? Aren't you given DRA loan of 15,000 to give? If the loan becomes NPA, who will chop off your head, sir? Malaya has taken crores of rupees, left the country. Everybody is keeping quiet, no? Okay, Goyal, that is your Jetar days. How much crores he has cheated Canara Bank? Everybody is keeping quiet. Today also the news item has come in the paper. Why not 15,000 rupees? Every year, bank is observing April and October DRA month. So today DRA month is already over. October, how many loans you have given? That's your part. Please give, please give. Good, sir. Okay, sir. So question number 33, all are correct. Question number 34. Which one of the following is not an additional detail to be incorporated in gold loan pass card as per HO circular 614/23? Okay, sir. Now let us see. Say. See, the gold loan pass card, HO circular 269 introduced in the year, and then latest circular 614. As per HO circular 269/23, these are all the that is column in the gold loan pass card. Now, as per HO circular 614, these are all the additional parameters that are to be incorporated in your gold loan pass card. Already 6 is there, already another 6. So 12 items to be incorporated in the gold loan pass card. These are all the additional. So gold loan pass card, to be prepared in duplicate. So original and both to be signed by these people, and one to be given to the borrower against get acknowledgement, and that has to be kept in the gold loan packet that has to be kept. So existing name of the borrower, loan amount, and that is loan amount number, amount, date of loan, date of maturity, etc. The additional is this thing. Now you tell me, read the question and tell me, which one of the following is not an additional detail to be incorporated in the gold loan pass card, which is already there. And customer ID to be incorporated. Amount is already there, isn't it? You read the question, which is not a detail, which is not an additional detail, isn't it? So customer ID is an additional detail. Amount of loan is not an additional detail. Am I correct, sir? So answer is A. Answer is A. Which one of the following is not an additional detail to be incorporated? So customer ID, then your rate of interest, all these things are additional details as per 614. Already existing detail is the amount. Okay, answer is A. Then what is the risk weight for individual housing loans sanctioned on or after 1/4/2023 for loan amount more than 30 lakhs and less than 75 lakhs? So very important. Questions will come from this slide. So risk weight. So this slide, if you go through it, is sufficient. For loan amount up to 30 lakhs, the LTV ratio is equal to or less than 80%, and if it is so, the risk weight is 35%. So what is that LTV ratio, sir? Loan to value ratio. Loan amount divided by the value of the security. Okay, that is a formula. Liability, value of the security. Now you tell me, if the LTV ratio is less, it is good for the bank, or if the LTV ratio is more, it is good for the bank. Lesser the LTV ratio means what? Security value is more. That means what? Margin is more. Lesser the LTV ratio, more security, more margin, less risk for the bank. When you say LTV ratio is 80%, that means margin is 20%. When you say LTV ratio is 90%, the margin is 10%. That's all. If the margin is less, LTV ratio will be more, the risk is more, and more risk weight for that loan. The bank has to keep more capital. What do you mean by risk weight? More capital. That's all. More capital. You see the slide. So loan amounts up to 10 lakhs. If the LTV ratio is less than or equal to 80%, that means if the margin is up 20%, or if the LTV ratio is 80%, if the LTV ratio comes down below 80%, the margin will increase. Again, I repeat, for loans up to 30 lakhs, if the LTV ratio is less than or equal to 80%, that is, the margin is equal to or more than 20%. Again, I repeat, for loans up to 30 lakhs, if the LTV ratio is less than or equal to 80%, that means the margin is 20% or more than 20%, the risk weight is 35%. So for loans up to 10 lakhs, if the LTV ratio is more than 80%, less than or equal to 90%, the margin should be, that is 10%. It cannot go below 10%. What I am telling? For housing loan up to 30 lakhs, the LTV ratio cannot go beyond 90%. That means the margin cannot be less than 10%. Again, I repeat. For housing loan up to 30 lakhs, the minimum margin required is 10%. That means what? The LTV ratio should be 90%. If the LTV ratio goes beyond 90%, the margin will come down, isn't it? you should always ensure for housing loans up to 30 lakhs, the margin is maintained at 10% minimum. That means LTV ratio cannot be more than 90%. You see, in the second slab, for the same loan amount, the LTV ratio is more. Am I correct, sir? For the second slide, second row, for the same loan amount, the LTV ratio is more, isn't it? More than 80, less than 90. What is the risk weight? 50. So when the LTV ratio is more risk for the bank, more capital. The logic is like that only. And so for housing loan up to 30 lakhs, the margin can be 10%. It cannot be less than 10%. On the other hand, for housing loan more than 30 lakhs up to 75 lakhs, the LTV ratio should be equal to or less than 80%. That means the margin is 20% or above 20% only. You see the next slide, how Canara Bank has fixed the margin. You see, in your retail lending manual, this is the margin. For housing loan up to 30 lakhs, the minimum margin is 10%. It cannot be less than 10%. For all other things, the margin is given. The maximum margin is 25%. You see the LTV ratio table. So for housing loan above 30 lakhs up to 75 lakhs, the minimum margin should be 20%. For housing loan above the 75 lakhs, the minimum margin should be 25%. That is LTV ratio cannot go beyond 75%. And this is the risk weight. Questions will come from that. So you should know the risk weight, you should know the margin, and this is the loan amount, and this is the margin, that is your LTV ratio. What is the margin, risk weight? Then ask the question. When the risk weight is 50%, and if the loan amount is above 30, up to 30 lakhs, again I repeat, that question was asked last time like that. For a housing loan of individual, the risk weight is 50%, and the loan quantum is 25 lakhs. What is the LTV ratio for the loan? Isn't it? So I told you that is why what is LTV ratio, what is risk weight, what is the margin. Question will come in any manner. See, when the examiner chooses a question from one topic, that is why you have all the three scales on one day exam. Scale 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. For scale to 1, she will choose a question from this topic. For scale to 2, he will choose the same one question for the same topic. Scale to 3, 4 also one question for the same topic. So depending upon whether you are on scale 3, scale 4, scale 3, scale 4, you may get a very easy question also. Because you don't have time to read, no. You're all in charge, there's not a problem, only Google Meet. That is why he'll give you a very easy question. But for scale 1 to 2, enjoy life, no, you are thinking like that. You are also suffering. So for him, he will give the toughest examiner will think he will give the toughest question. Yeah, that is the psychology of the examiner, because I set the paper like that only for your promotion. The psychology of the
materials are really amazing, sir.
Huh?
Your materials are really amazing.
Okay, it's good. I want
Almost all visually challenged employees of Canara Bank for your mindset.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
But you made that even it is easy for us to understand.
Yes, sir, yes,
So
sir.
the app which is especially made for bank people
Okay.
to read the PDF and text.
Okay, good, sir, good. I'm very happy. So I'm able to deliver something to you. So that because when I could not, out of the things are getting recorded, when I could not get the promotion at a particular level, I thought that is the young Canadians should get the promotion because of some small knowledge I have in banking. So that I thought till God permits me to take sessions, I will take sessions. Okay, that's why I have come over here today with you. Okay, sir, good. So now that is question number that is 35. So answer is 35%. Question number 35, answer is 35%. Then what is the risk weight for exposure and then Canara card receivables? So now, so that is this is the risk weight for various segment for individual loans. So they are asking the question. So you know what is risk weight? The capital. Capital you have to give. You see, for the commercial real estate, 100% is the risk weight. What do you mean by that? You are given a loan for commercial real estate 100 crores. You are given a loan for commercial real estate 100 crores. You have to keep what is the capital adequacy ratios are minimum required 9%, isn't it? So CRAR, capital to risk weighted asset ratio 9%. So if you are given an exposure 100 crores to commercial real estate, 9% is the 100% is the risk weight. That is, for the entire 100 crores, you have to keep 9% capital. 9 crores capital you have to keep. Now you see, commercial real estate, residential housing. What is the risk weight? 75%. That means if you are given a loan under commercial real estate, for example, Canara Bank's exposure under commercial real estate residential housing is 100 crores. For the 100 crores, you need not capital 9%, you need not keep. So what is the risk weight? 75%. 75% of 100, how much it comes up? 75. On that 75 crores, you keep 9%. When the risk weight is less, I told you, less capital. Isn't it? So when the risk weight will be less, when the risk in the account is less, who gives the risk weight? Reserve Bank of India gives the risk weight. See, commercial real estate, lot of risk, that is why risk weight is 100%. 100 crores loan you have to keep 9% capital on that 100 crores. For a house, you are giving 75%. So 100 crores, you are given the loan. Don't keep 9% capital on the 100 crores. You find out what is 75% of that 100 crores, which is 75. It is sufficient if you keep capital on that 75 crores. So more risk weight, more capital, less risk weight, less capital. You see the third point, core investment companies, then venture capital. If your exposure is to venture capital, you have to keep 150% risk weight. That means advances to venture capital is 100 crores by Canara Bank. You multiply by 150, isn't it? For that one, even though you are given loan only to 100 crores, how much capital you have to keep? For 150 crores, you have to keep capital 9%. More risk weight, more capital. That is the logic, sir. Like that it is given. So that is retail exposure. For risk weight purpose, what is regulatory retail? So regulatory retail for retail exposure for risk weight is exposure up to 7.50 crores. This question they ask. So what do you mean by regulatory retail for risk weight purpose? If the exposure is up to 7.50 crores, we thought the RBI says it is a regulatory retail. The risk weight for regulatory retail is 75%. For CAN card receivables, the risk weight is 125%. Canara credit card loan outstanding in Canara Bank, amount what the borrower has to pay. Let us assume 100 crores. You have to keep capital for not 100 crores, 100 into 125. For 125 crores, you have to keep capital at the rate of 9%. More risk weight, more capital. The logic is like that. The risk weight is given by Reserve Bank of India. Similarly, that is the risk weight for borrowers. This is the risk weight for corporates. Whenever the exposure is 25 crores and above, they are risk rated by external agency. Depending upon the risk rating given by the external agency, the risk weight is there. For example, if a corporate is rated as AAA, lowest risk, L&T, let's assume L&T you are given a loan of 1,000 crores or 100 crores, let us assume. What is the risk rate? AAA. So for AAA rated borrowers, what RBI is telling risk weight? 20%. So what is the loan you are given to L&T? 100 crores. What is the risk weight? 20%. So on 9% you have to keep on board, sir. 100 crores or 20 crores? 20 crores. So if a AAA rated party, if you are giving lot of loan, your risk weight is only 20 crores. But one disadvantage is there in that. What is that? When you give more loan to a highly rated party, no doubt you have to give less capital. But that party will demand from you rate of interest RLLR minus 5%. Isn't it? Other banks are prepared to give to you. What do you mean by excellent rating? No follow-up required at all. All statutory dues he will give you. All statements without you asking he will give you. And not even a single day the account will go to SMA 0. Pakka. You give 1,000 crores, you can sleep on that advance. They are called the triple rated party. For them, you are going to keep only 20% capital. No. He knows all those things. He will come and demand from you. If you give me RLLR minus 5%, I will be with you, or I will go to some other bank. People demand also that. Don't think that bank loans only you can get more things. People also demanding from you. Okay, sir, good. So depending upon the risk rating, the risk weight also undergoes a change. Okay, this slide also you should know, sir. You should know the slide. They will ask. Then the staff loan here also you have to give capital. Don't think that for many staff loan, bank need not give capital. That is why bank is giving more loan to you. So if the staff loans are covered by the superannuation benefit or by the security of the collateral property, it is sufficient if we keep risk weight 20%. For all other staff loan, you have to keep 75% risk weight. Okay, similarly, if the loan is given to the central government, that is 0% risk weight. So for example, CGTMSE covered account. So a loan is given, 85% of the loan is covered under CGTMSE. Let's assume 10,000, that is 10 lakhs you get given CGTMSE, covered under CGTMSE. How much capital you have to keep? 85% is covered. What is the balance? 1.50 lakhs only. For the 1.50 lakhs only, if you keep 9% capital, it is sufficient. Now you tell me whether giving an MSC loan with coverage of CGTMSE is good or taking a collateral is good. You are giving a loan for MSC. Whether it is he is prepared to give you a collateral. Whether taking collateral is good for the bank or covering under CGTMSE is good for the bank. See, because you need not keep capital. And the second thing is, if the loan becomes NPA, he will give you 85%. But the only thing is, you should not do frequent restructuring in the account without seeing the borrower. Isn't it? So we think recovery is only restructuring. No, that should not happen. When a particular cutoff date, you have to classify as the account NPA because those accounts are subject to audit by CGTMSE also. So always covering under CGTMSE, wherever it is there, it is better for you. Instead of taking, what do you do with the collateral? You touch your heart and tell me how many accounts you have gone under SARFAESI, banker was successful. Your gold loan you are not able to auction, no? And there is a question of auctioning a house. So then next question, sir. So that is a guarantee backed by central government, 0% CGTMSE guarantee. Then exposure to state government. If you given a loan to state government, 0% risk weight and guarantee backed by state government, 20% is the risk weight. So these questions they are asking. And this slide also I will tell and will write off this paper. That is besides provisioning for substandard asset. Sorry. Besides provision for NPA, so there is a provision for standard asset also. You have to keep provision for standard asset also, otherwise RBI will not allow us. So what is the provision for percentage for standard asset that is given by RBI? You know, agriculture is divided into 3 categories: farm credit, infrastructure, ancillary activity. If the loan is coming under farm credit and if it is a standard asset, the provisioning is for 0.25. If the loan is under MSC, out of MSC sector loan, the provision is 0.25, standard asset provisioning. For housing loan sanctioned on or after 7/6/2017, 0.27. Before 7/6/2017, 0.40. If it is CRE exposure, the standard asset provisioning is 1%. And if it is CRE residential housing, 0.75 is the standard asset provisioning. Teaser rate housing loan, don't worry about it. That is in the State Bank of India. That is 2% is the provisioning. All other advances 0.40 and then restructured after 1/6, 5%, restructured under RF 2.20 and 10% is the standard asset provisioning. Generally, they are asking questions on these 3, 4, 5 slides. Please undergo. Please go through it. Let's quickly go through the question. What is the risk weight for exposure under credit card receivable? 125%. The exposure up to dash crore for individuals and for small business up to 50 crores is called the regulatory retail, 7.50 crore. Question number 37, answer is 7.50. What is the standard asset provisioning for crop loan sanctioned under KCC? You know, KCC coming under farm credit. Farm credit 0.25. That means what you should know, which are all the loans coming under farm credit you should know, which are all the loans coming under infrastructure you should know, which are all the loans coming under ancillary activities if you know. So they may ask the question, your loan is given for tractor in your bank. What is the standard asset provisioning for the tractor loan? Where the tractor loan is coming, sir? Either farm credit or ancillary or infrastructure, sir? It is under farm credit. It is under farm credit. So for purchase of pesticides coming under farm credit. So that means not only you should know farm credit, infrastructure, ancillary. You should know which is coming under farm credit, which is infrastructure, which is ancillary. Then only you will tell whether it is 0.25 or 0.40. You got my point, sir? So the examiner is going to that level. Good, sir. Good. So MSc, the 0.25, sir, for this answer is 0.25. Next question, what is the timeline for obtaining LEI by individual borrowers with exposure of this 5 crores and above up to 10 crores? So what is that LEI, sir? Legal Entity Identifier. What is the total number of characters in LEI, sir? 20 characters. LEI, this question they will ask you. LEI, Legal Entity Identifier. So it has 20 characters. Whether numeric or that is alpha or alphanumeric, sir, it is alphanumeric. Alphanumeric, 20 characters. So legal entity identifier. Who has to obtain? That is individual, not individual, entities. What is the difference between entity and an individual? When you give a loan in the name of Mr. X, it is an individual loan. When you give a loan to a company, when you give a loan to a trust, when you give a loan to a partnership firm, these things are called loan to other than individual. All loans to other than individuals, LEI to be obtained, depending upon the exposure. If the exposure is 5 crores and above, all entities should get the LEI. LEI, whether they have to get as one-time measure or they have to renew periodically. LEI, they have to renew every year. That is why you saw in one of my slides, term loan and ODOCC updating the fast path. LEI, I would have given 2 fast paths to you. One fast path, the LEI number. The second fast path is the renewal date. So every year, like your form 15G and 15H, LEI should have been got renewed. All your loan papers, all your sanction, in all your notes, the LEI number should come if the exposure is above 5 crores to the borrower. Okay, what's the cutoff date, sir? So for 5 crores and above, up to inclusive of 10 crores, you have to get, the borrower has to get on or before 34/25. And above 10 crores up to 25 crores, 34/20/24, above 25 crores up to 50 crores, already the timeline over. This 10 crores, 5 crores is not only loan from Canara Bank, it is from the banking industry. If the borrower has availed an exposure of above 5 crores from the banking industry, like there is agencies for specialized monitoring, 250 crores, I told you, no, like that, if the borrower has availed the loan from the entire banking industry, if it is above 5 crores, this is the time norm for getting the LEI. What is LEI? Number of characters, everything I explained. So any question asked in the LEI, what is the use of getting the LEI, sir? Next question. The interview they may ask you. If I am sitting the interview, I'll definitely ask you. That's why they are not allowing you to sit in the interview. You tell me, what is the purpose of getting the LEI? So you know, what is the purpose of getting CIBIL, sir? To find out what loans he is carrying with other banks within India. To find out his liability all over the world, you put the LEI number 18. You got my point? His liability globally, LEI number you can find out. You got the point?
CIBIL help us to maintain a financial.
Yeah, that's what. Now, when we were in the bank, when we are managers, no CIBIL. Without CIBIL, we are giving loan. Now, with the CIBIL, you are not giving loan. That's the difference.
Yes.
Isn't it? So you see what is the risk? Like this, you see, after taking the CIBIL data, oh, here and there, whether you can push it to the paper to the RO or RO can push it to CO. No, you have to sanction the loan. You have to sanction the loan. Otherwise, you will not get the SMS. What is the SMS? I will not get the SMS. Pension, I will not get. Salary 27, SMS will not come. Loan is the backbone of a bank. Don't get afraid for sanctioning the loan. You should be thorough with your subject, that's all. You can sanction the loan. So you are getting afraid. That is a question of accountability. Till yesterday morning, you sanctioned the loan, you have seen the borrower, you have seen the unit, your staff members, you have taken to the unit, everything is pakka. Today, after taking the loan, you disappear from the scene. It is not your fault. You have to lodge a criminal complaint against the borrower. That's all. Bank has to lodge. You have done everything. When only when you lack your knowledge, you get afraid of sanctioning the loan. No. Banker, you tell me what is the highest risk a human being takes in life? It is giving birth to a child. highest risk a human being is take. So it is a rebirth to a mother. That is why we celebrate Mother's Day, not Father's Day. Isn't it? It is a rebirth to get. See, the normal pain a human being can take back is only 42 DEL. What is the DEL? You know, this weight is measured in kilogram. Water is measured in liters. Similarly, the pain of the human body is measured in the medical terminology called the DEL. A normal pain you and I can bear is only 45 DEL, like temperature, normal temperature. When the pain goes up, no, bearing the pain is very difficult. That is why we go for paracetamol, etc., etc. At the time of giving birth to a baby, the mother bears a pain equivalent to 52 DEL, 10 DEL more. Imagine that more DEL of 10 DEL is equivalent to breaking 20 human bones simultaneously. Imagine the small, that is when cutting the nail cutter, nail in the morning, extra flesh comes out. What do? Put a big bandage, take a photograph, and ask for self to manager. I want 1 week leave. I got an accident. You tell mother-in-law, I cannot cook. I cannot do it. Already you are not cooking anything. Only Swiggy is coming home. So you tell, I will not do anything, isn't it? So that is the highest risk here human is taking. Whether giving loan is more riskier than this? No, not at all. Please give sanction loan. Please sanction loan. Whether a collector can sanction a loan, whether a BDO can sanction a loan, whether Honorable Finance Minister can sanction a loan, no, only a banker can sanction a loan. Please sanction, ladies and gentlemen. Please sanction. The balance sheet of Canara Bank shows no, that is RAM credit is not at all increasing. Only gold loan is increasing. For gold loan, Muthoot Finance is there. Why a banker is required for a gold loan? Gold loan. Please think of all those things. Okay, please interrupt it. When you come for the Spark program, I will talk about all those things. Whenever I get an opportunity, we will meet and discuss. This is a promotion exam class. Okay, sir, good. Then next question is, what is the timeline? Question number 39. What is the timeline for obtaining LEI by individual borrowers with exposure of rupees 5 crores and above up to 10 crores? Sir? No timeline. For individual borrowers, what is timeline, sir? You see the heading itself. Revised guidelines for obtaining LEI for non-individual borrowers. You see the last point, not applicable for individual borrower. Only if the loan is in the name of the entity, LEI they have to obtain. If it is above 5 crores exposure, if you are giving a loan in the name of an individual, don't ask him to give LEI. Let us assume you are giving a loan to a borrower, 10 crores or 5 crores, you can give, no. Don't ask him LEI. You take only civil report. If you are giving a loan to a partnership firm, ask for LEI if it is more than 5 crores. Are you clear, sir? Okay, no timeline. You see the question. Questions are easy. Answer is tricky. Okay, you will immediately type 34, 20, 25. Because you have seen only the amount above 5 crores. You have not seen the subsequent question and option. But it is individual borrower, no need for LEI, no timeline, sir. Okay, good. Next question. What is the name of the scheme in our bank to provide scholarship to meritorious SC/ST girl students for the academic year 23-24? Canara Vidya Jyoti scheme. Canara Vidya Jyoti, VIDYA, Vidya Jyoti scheme. HO circular 372/23. HO circular 372/23. Girl students, applicable for girl students, SC/ST girl students studying in government and government aided school. Again, I repeat, Canara Vidya Jyoti, that is Canara Vidya Jyoti scheme, scholarship scheme for SC/ST girl students studying in government and government aided school. So all branches other than metro branches can give the scholarship. Each branch can give maximum 6 scholarships. For students studying in the 5th standard to 7th standard, you can give 2,500 rupees per standard per student. If it is above 8th standard up to 10th standard, you can give 5,000 rupees per student. How many branch charges have given? You tell me. So Canara Vidya Jyoti scheme So SC/ST girl students studying in government aided schools, scholarship can be given to them. 3 students from 5th standard to 7th standard, 2,500 rupees scholarship. From 8th standard to 10th standard, 5,000 rupees scholarship. Each branch can give 6 scholarship other than metro branches. What else you want? How many branch in charge are sitting here has used to the scheme? You have to use, no. We have to create a good sir. If you have done it, is excellent. We have to create the image of the bank where in the place where the branch is situated. Please give. You have time till 31/3/2024. Okay, the day on which your results are going to be announced of promotion. Please give before that day. Good. Next question. That is scheme is implemented through branches in all centers except metro. What is the amount of scholarship? Rupees 2,500 per student in class 5th to 7 and 5,000 per student for students of class 8 to 10. Each branch to extend maximum scholarship to 6 students. Any question will come. All these things are touching the downtrodden. Questions will come. Okay, good. Last question. Anyway, we are taking a lot of time. As per HO circular 625/23, how many premier institutions are covered under Vidyartharan? What is that Vidyartharan, sir? Education loan scheme for students studying in premier institutes. So today, this is the latest circular, after which I have not seen any circular in Canara Bank. There are 190. Please note it down. 2 more points also will tell. Please note it down. There are 190 premier institutes which are covered under this scheme. So it is divided into 3 categories. Category A. Under category A, there are 2 institutes. Under category A, out of 190, category A, there are 2 institutes. What are they? ISB Mohali, ISB Hyderabad. I used to take classes there also. ISB Mohali for the management institutes. ISB Mega Indian School of Business. ISB Mohali, ISB Hyderabad. That is the first institute. The maximum loan you can give for rural students who are pursuing management study there, 50 lakhs without collateral. Then you have 67 Yes. You have 67 institutions in Group B. 67 institutions in Group B. The maximum loan you can give 40 lakhs. And then you have balance 121 institutions in Group C. 267, 121. For Group C, you can give 30 lakhs. 30 without any collateral. Okay. Now, what is the rate of interest you have to charge with that? Rate of interest. There are 2 types of rate of interest. I'll tell you. Out of the 190 institutes, bank has identified, again I repeat, out of the 190 institutes, bank has identified 67 institutes as top premier institutes. This is itself is a premier institute. Out of the 190, bank has selected 67 institutes as select top premier institute. Okay, ABC under that. So totally they are selected. So what is the rate of interest to be charged for the students studying in select top premier 67 institutes? That is RLLR minus 0.65. RLLR minus 0.65. For all other institutes, it is RLLR. So for Vidyartharan, it is RLLR or RLLR minus 0.6.25. Okay, this concession RLLR minus 0.65 you can give only during the course period. So what is the course period for management study? 2 years. What is the course period for engineering? 4 years. What is the course period for MBBS? 5.5 years. So again I repeat, for students who are studying in the select top premier institutes, bank has selected 67, you can give RLLR minus 0.65 during the course period. For management study, the course period is 2 years. For that is engineering, it is 4 years. For MBBS, it is 5.5 years. you can give. Okay, under IBA model educational loan scheme, for a girl student, you give 0.50 concession. So 0.50 concession is not available for Vidya Turan. For all the 190 institutes, 0.50 concession is not available for Vidya Turan. And one more point you should know. Under the IBA model educational loan scheme, if the student is repaying the interest during the moratorium period, then also concession of 0.50 is permitted. That is not permitted under Vidya Turan. What is the product code for Vidya Turan, sir? They ask that question. Product code. You want to tell. You are in Canara Bank. What is the normal product code for educational loan? 651 or 658? 650. The same product code for Vidya Turan also. Only the MAS code will undergo a change. The question was asked that. You see the examiner. He knows you do not know the past part. Very well he knows. Okay. So that is the next thing is one more thing before concluding this Vidya Turan. Who has to sanction educational loans in Canara Bank? RAS. In RAS, who has to sanction? So in RAS, unsecured educational loan. Vidya Turan is unsecured. Am I correct?
Yes.
All unsecured educational loan to be sanctioned by scale 3 and above in RAS or up to the delegated power. So what is the delegated power for scale 3? 30 lakhs. What is the delegated power of RAH head? If it is DM 125 lakhs. If it is AGM 250 lakhs. So again I repeat, all unsecured educational loan to be sanctioned by scale 3 and above up to the delegated powers in RAH. Secured educational loan. Secured educational loan to be sanctioned only by RAH head and above. Scale 3 in RAH cannot sanction secured educational loan. 43/23, your circular. Again, I repeat, unsecured educational loan only can be sanctioned by, which loans can be sanctioned by scale 3 in RAH, sir? Even when RAH head is there, vehicle loan, Canara vehicle loan, there is 4-wheeler loan, as well as your unsecured educational loan. So any question will come. Subject is vast. Okay, sir. At least till 11th of the month, you should not forget. Even while sleep, somebody calls you or phone. I'll go for a deep sleep around 12:30 in the night. Somebody then will call. One fellow called me from London branch. Sir, what is the secured and unsecured? Who has to sanction? So at 12:30, I want to remember and tell. What is my age? 67 plus. I won't wear specs even today. Until for some emergency purpose. Okay, good, sir. So over. Question number 43 is over. Now you tell me which paper you want. The choice is you want. I'll be with you. My train, next train to Chennai is only 10:40 PM today. I can be with you till 10 PM also if you want. So I don't have BP, I don't have sugar, I won't have specs, I won't take food also at the appropriate time. So Tirukural, you would have heard of Tirukural, no? That is translated into various languages, including in Kannada also it is translated. So he has written 1330 couplets. So one couplet in Tamil I will tell you. So செவிக்கு உணவில்லாத பொழுது சிறிது வயிற்றுக்கு ஈயப்படும். I'll tell in English. If there is nothing is there to hear, something will be given to your food to your stomach. When there is nothing to hear, something will be given to your stomach. Now we have lot of things to hear. So no, nothing to stomach today. Okay. Now you please tell me which paper you want. Huh?
Yeah.
Test. Okay, good. Very simple test. So the circular is very huge circular. So I have made important points collected for the exam. Good, sir. Choice is yours. Choice is yours. Okay, sir. Test 4. Okay, good. Okay, sir, good. So we'll quickly go through. So 40 questions, we should finish in another half an hour before the lunch comes. Credit review and monitoring policies are detailed circular is 374 by 2023. So very difficult to go through the circular. From there, important points from exam, I made 40 questions. Let's go through. Details of loan sanctioned as well as renewals of limits by branches to be sent to next higher authority for review within dash days from the end of the month. Within 7 days, no problem. Now, lunch at what time we have to go? We'll ask that. No problem? I don't have problem. You have problem? Good. Okay, sir. So anybody has a problem, lunch is ready. That also choice is given. You come to the marriage hall now. If you want to take lunch, then come and give the gift, it is okay. Or first give the gift, wish and go and take the lunch. It is fine. But I don't want any gift, sir. That is very important. That's what I told. All these PowerPoint presentations, questions with answers will be shared to you. You can create a group or otherwise individually I have to give you whosoever asks you. Okay, my mobile WhatsApp number is, you can note it down, 98403 74662. 98403 74662. So whomsoever was individually also I will post it, sir. Nothing to worry. Okay. Now this is also very important. Within 7 days of the month closure, you have to send for review. And this is the review books number. Under which form you have to send the detail. NB 139. All sanctions other than retail and agriculture. We are also call it as PRR 20A. NB 140, all sanctions in respect of agricultural loans. We also call it as PRR 20D. NB 179, retail loans. NB 117, all sanctions and renewals under government sponsored scheme. We call it as 20C. Sometimes they ask this question. So all sanctions and renewals under retail loans to be sent to next review authority. What is the form number? NB 179. You should not write NB 179 papers in another form number. This is the various form. That is why I made in the slide. And to be sent on or before 7th of the succeeding month. That is the question I have made from that. Okay. So again important. Branch sanctions and renewals. All sanctions and renewals up to 5 lakhs. That is both fund-based and non-fund based. And up to 6 lakhs for self-help groups. A review will be done on the consolidated basis by ROs based on the monthly register submitted by branches. You have submitted the register, NB 139, etc. So, if all sanctions above 5 lakhs for other than SAG and above 6 lakhs for self-help group, along with application, along with the detailed data, you have to give the application, sanction proceedings note, sanction memorandum, CIBIL data, or risk rating, everything. If you have got a balance sheet from the body person, everything to be sent for review if the loan amount is above 5 lakhs, above 6 lakhs. If they ask you that question, you should not miss it. Next higher authority. Okay? The first, not only sanctions and renewals are subject to review. The following things are also subject to review. They will ask you. So which are all the things is not subject to review? Which are all the following is subject to review? Which are all things subject to review, sir? Second, the extension of tenability limits other than high risk account. Friends, so there is anyhow I want to tell you about the extension. So ODOCC, you have fixed the tenability limit of 2 years, let's assume. After 2 years, on the due date, you have to renew the limit. Borrower comes and tells you, sir, I have not yet prepared the audited balance sheet. It requires some time. You give me extension of time. So up to that is a low, normal, moderate risk, you can give him 3 months time. Respective sanctioning authority can give 3 months time. 3 months is over. Up to what risk, sir? Moderate risk. 3 months is over. Again, he is coming and telling, sir, it is not yet over. Simply you tell, sir, you gives me another 3 months. You can give, but who has to give? Next higher authority has to permit another 3 months. So up to moderate risk, 2 extensions was permitted, maximum is 6 months. 3 months by the respective sanctioning authority, another 3 months by the next higher authority. In the case of high risk accounts, the extension is permitted only 2 times. Who has to permit? All loans sanctioned up to circulated CAC. Circulated CAC only has to permit. Branch sanction, RO sanction, CO sanction coming under less than circulated CSC, all high risk accounts sanctioned up to circulated CSC, only circulated CSC will do the extension. What is the maximum extension? 2 months only. More than that, there is no second extension for high risk rated accounts. Answer, do you understood now? If you ask that question also, you should not miss. Now you see the PowerPoint presentation. So second, so which is subject to review. First extension, other than high risk account, no need for review. Second extension, other than high risk account, subject to review. High risk account, first instance itself subject to review. Because second extension is not there in high risk, no? Okay, you see the slide. Second extension of tenability limits other than high risk account. First extension high risk account subject to review. Restructuring and refacement. Not what you are doing in the system. That is not restructuring and refacement. A proper sanction has to come. Based on that, you will do restructuring and refacement. Can you tell me, once you, as per the Reserve Bank of India guideline, once you restructure an account or reface an account, under which category it has to go? Whether it has to be, it can be retained in standard asset or it has to go to substandard, etc. Once you get a permission and do restructuring, other than under RF2. You got my point? So when you do a restructuring after getting proper permission, the account to be classified as substandard only. It cannot be retained as standard asset. We are doing so many mistakes, believe me. You got my point? Okay. So that is whenever for refacement and restructuring permission is given, that also subject to review. Then similarly, that is modifications of substitution, dilution of security. So releasing the security or substituting the security, etc. Somebody gives a sanction that has to be reviewed by the next higher authority. So similarly, there is waiver of personal and corporate guarantee, okay, again I repeated, reduction in margin. Original sanction is 25% is the margin, and the next sanction you are giving reduction in the margin, that also to be reviewed by the next higher authority. Any other modification credit sanction affecting the credit decision is subject to review. They may ask you, out of the following things, which is subject to review, which is not subject to review. So please keep in mind, not only sanctions and renewals, these things are also subject to review. Okay, sir, good. So similarly, RO get the sanctions to be reviewed by HO, sorry, CO. CO sanctions, CO get the sanction to be reviewed by head office. The periodicity is only different. Branch sanctions on or before 7th of the succeeding month. RO sanctions on or before the 7th of the succeeding month. If there is an AGM ROCAC, if there is a DGM ROCAC, AGM sanctions will be reviewed by the DGM himself. It need not go to next. His next authority is only DGM. No. RO get the sanction, next authority will be CO. Okay. All sanctions by branches within 7 days. All sanctions by RO head. All sanctions by RO head within 7 days to CO. All sanctions in CO to be reviewed immediately, other than GM and CGM CAC. GM and CGM COCAC sanctions to be reviewed by head office also. Head office only. What is the periodicity? Once in 15 days. Branch sanction, once in a month. RO head sanction, once in a month. CO sanction, lesser than GM, CGM, COCAC immediately. GM, COCAC or CGM, COCAC to be reviewed by HO, it has to be set once in 15 days. The periodicity, if you know, that is sufficient. And without 15 days. In all other cases, it is once in 7 days or once in a month. Okay, sir. Other thing I have given that. Let us not worry about it. Let us not worry too much about it. Review by next higher authority. So let's not worry about it. Okay. See, similarly, all OTS permitted, all compromise schemes permitted by the bank, that is also subject to review. That question was asked last time. What is the periodicity of review with regard to OTS permissions, sanctions given by various authorities? There are two timelines. That's I have given here. All compromise proposals permitted by a delegated authority of the bank, including extension of time for payment of OTS, continuation of delay, release of guarantor, co-obligate, release of security, are to be reported to follow authority, next tier authority for the purpose of post facto scrutiny and review monthly. So, all that is sanctions for OTS to be sent to the next tier authority for review once in a month. In the case of OTS permitted by ED, CAC and above authorities, again I repeat, OTS also subject to review. So once in a month. The OTS, if it is permitted by ED, CAC and above authorities, it has to be, if the periodicity is not once in a month, the periodicity is once in 2 months. Got my point? So that question was asked. What is the periodicity of review for OTS? Less than ED, CAC power OTS to be reviewed once in a month. ED, CAC and above authorities OTS sanctions to be reviewed by the next tier authority once in 2 months. Okay, sir? Good. Next point. We'll go. Where it is important, we'll see the slide. Let us not worry. So, timeline for completion of review. A review to be completed within 30 days from the due date and review observations to be sent to branches for RO. The review remarks to be closed within 30 days, or if it not closed, the same to be reported to circle head in respect of sanctions below circle head CAC. So the idea is, so within 30 days review to be completed and you have to close at the branch level review observations within 30 days of receipt of the review observation. Okay, sir, good. The exceptions of review, which need not be reviewed. All gold loans, all loans and advances sanctioned to employees of the bank, VSL OD against the security of the deposits and approved securities like NSC need not be reviewed. Then that is VSL need not be reviewed. Recalling of advances, initiation of SARFAESI action, you need not place for anybody for review. Fixing the reserve rate for sale of NPA need not be reviewed. First extension of limits. I told you no, there is up to moderate risk 2 extensions. So first extension up to moderate risk need not be reviewed, second extension to be reviewed. But if it is first extension for high risk to be reviewed because there is no second extension for high risk. They will ask you out of the following which is not subject for review. So this slide tells you which is not subject to review. Let's see if you put it. And then you'll be able to answer. Question number 2, sir. What is the cutoff amount for sending CR copies for review? Above 6 lakhs for SHG and above 5 lakhs for others. Correct, sir. Question number 2, answer is A. Question number 2, answer is A. Question number 1, answer is B, sir. Question number 1, answer is B. Question number 2, answer is A. For everything, presentation is there. Question number 3. What is the periodicity of sending sanctions made by GM and CGM COCSE to head office for review? On a fortnightly basis, once in 15 days. Question number 3, answer is B. Question number 3, answer is B. Question number 4. Besides sanctions and renewals of limit, which of the following are also to be sent for review to the next tier authority? Second extension of limits other than for high risk account. First extension of limits for high risk accounts. Restructuring replacement. Modification, substitution, dilution of the security. A to D all. A to D all. We are seeing the slide. All these things are subject to review. Okay, sir. So, question number 6. Closure of review remarks 5. Besides normal review, in respect of taken over accounts other than retail lending, a thorough review to be done at dash monthly intervals for 1 year. That I have slipped the slide. I will show the slide, you will understand. You are all knowledgeable bankers. Okay. A review of taken over of account. So, you know, that is normally you take over the account. Once the takeover is done, depending upon the authority, review will be done. Either monthly or once in 15 days by HO. For all the takeover accounts, besides the normal review, one more special review also to be done. Again, I repeat, for all the taken, suppose if RO has taken over an account, the review will be done by CO, next higher authority in CO, normal review. For all takeover accounts, besides the normal review, one more review will be done. What is the periodicity and who will do the review? Okay, let us see. Review by next higher authority, so not this one, sorry. That is review by next higher authority, taken over accounts. Taken over accounts other than retail lending, taken over accounts other than retail lending to be reviewed to be done at 6 monthly interval. First one normal review is done. So after taken over, another review to be done within a gap of another 6 months, that is for 1 year. So taken over is over, review is over. From the date of takeover, at a period of 6 months, one review to be done. And from that 6 months, before completion of the 12 months, one more review to be done. That is within 1 year, special review will be done for taken over accounts 2 times, once in 6 months. Are you clear, sir? Okay. Now, by who has to do it? By circulate CRC, circulate credit review committee. So none other than the circulate is the, CAC is credit approval committee. CRC means credit review committee. That's all. CAC means credit approval committee. CRC means credit review committee. So all the takeover of loans, whomsoever is the sanctioning authority up to circulate will be reviewed by circulate CRC for loans below his power. So circulate CAC. So suppose if the takeover is done by the circulate CAC, the review will be done for 1 year by HO for a period of once in 6 months. Again, I repeat, for takeover accounts, besides normal review, a review to be done for a period of 1 year, special review once in 6 months. That means within 1 year of takeover, 2 special reviews will be done. Who has to do the review? All takeovers below the circulate CAC sanction to be reviewed by the circulate CRC. If the takeover is by the circle head, the review will be done by head office. This is the takeover accounts, that is review. After 1 year, normal. So you need not do any special review after 1 year. Okay, sir. Let us see, sir. What is the question? You'll be able to answer. Which of the following? Question number besides question number 5. Besides normal review, in respect of takeover of accounts other than retail lending, a thorough review to be done at dash monthly intervals for 1 year. Takes monthly interval. I told you who has to do. If they ask you the question, who has to do? You know. Up to loan taken over by below circulate CAC, circulate CRC will review. If the loan is taken over by circulate CAC, HO will review. Periodicity is once in 6 months for a period of 1 year. This is a special review for taken over accounts. Okay, sir. Good. Next question. Closure of review remarks to be completed by branches within 30 days. Okay. Question number 7. Which of the following need not be reported to review to next higher authority by sanctioning authority? Stock loan, yes. Gold loan, yes. Loans against deposits of the bank and approved securities, yes. Fixing reserve price for currency, yes. A to E all. Question number 7, answer is E. Last year, that is fixing price, reserve price for currency, that also to be reviewed by the next higher authority. But this year, they have removed it. So answer is A to E all. 7, question number 7, answer is E. As per guidelines, in respect of all mortgage-based loans, that is agriculture, MSC, retail loan, retail others, along with the LSR, the panel advocate has to give certified copy of the EC, certified copy of the documents, certified copy of the latest sale deed obtained from the sub-registrar office, certified copy of the search reports. Okay, we'll see. Time of review is over, exemption for review over. See, this is that. See, So guidelines for LSR for all mortgage based loans, including retail, agriculture, MSME. If the value of the property is 5 crores and above, 2 LSRs to be obtained from different panel advocates. I already told you. Certified copy by panel advocate of latest sale deed obtained from the sub-registrar office to accompany both the LSR. Friends, so now you told me the search report, isn't it? Search report, he has to mention in the LSR, that's all. So I have taken the search report, I verified, so no that is encumbrance on the property. But along with the LSR, he has to give a certified copy of the sale deed which he has taken from the sub-registrar office. He has to go to the sub-registrar office. The latest sale deed is sub-registered, no? He has to download it. He has to certify and give. I visited the sub-registrar office. This sale deed copy I have taken from the sub-registrar office only. But he need not give the search report certified copy. Certified search report copy, he has to appear in the LSR. That's all. He has to mention. So LSR, I have verified. I went to the sub-registrar office. I have taken the sales deed copy. One copy I am attaching. I visited the site. I verified there is no clear encumbrance to the security. Huh? Yes, and recently it has come in the chosen. Okay, sir. As per the annexure, he has to give. But certified copy of the sale deed he has to give. Okay, sir. What's the answer, sir? C. Okay. Question number 8. Answer is C. Question number 9. When two legal scrutiny report to be obtained? Value of the now you should know whether it is value of the property or value of the loan. It is value of the property, isn't it? When the value of the property is 5 crores and above. Question number 9. Answer is B. Question number 9. Answer is B. Question number 10. Pre-release audit to be conducted if the put of credit exposure, both fund-based and non-fund based, of rupees dash to existing as well as to new borrowers and under retail loan rupees 5 crores and above backed by mortgage with certain exemption. What do you mean by pre-release audit? So loan is sanctioned. If the loan amount is beyond a cutoff limit, exposure to a party. Already he has availed some loan. A new loan is sanctioned to the party. You have to add both. What is the liability in the existing loan? What is the new loan sanction? Both you have to add and you have to see whether the cutoff amount exists. Exceed that. That is called the exposure. Okay. So when the exposure exceeds a certain level, before releasing the limit, a pre-release audit to be conducted. And who will do the pre-release audit? Who will send the people for doing the pre-release audit? What is the fees payable to the pre-release auditor? What are the things he has to look into? Everything we'll see in the slide. If question comes, you should not cover it. Pre-release audit, PRA. All facilities with credit exposure of rupees 3 crores and above to new and existing borrowers exposure. So already he is having 2 crores. He is having out of his some liabilities there. A new loan is sanctioned. It is 1 crore. When you add both, it is coming to 3 crores and above. The 1 crore to be released after doing the pre-release audit only. Exposure, when it can be touching 3 crores and above, before releasing the loan, a pre-release audit to be conducted. 3 crores and above, keep in mind. All renewals with enhancement or with fresh facilities, 3 crores and above, when the limit touches the 3 crores. Okay. Then retail loans, if it is 5 crores and above. For retail loan, if the exposure is 5 crores and above, and that too for the retail loan, if it is a mortgage backed is there, it is sufficient if you do the that is pre-release audit. Even though for a retail loan, if the exposure is above 5 crores, if there is no mortgage for that, you need not do pre-release audit. And there is a mortgage, if the exposure is less than 5 crores retail loan, you need not do pre-release audit. Okay, sir, good. Whenever the ad hoc limit, there is a regular limit the borrower is having, the bank is giving ad hoc limit to him. So when a bank is giving the ad hoc limit to him, both the existing limit and the ad hoc limit exceeds 3 crores. For that ad hoc limit, before releasing it, pre-release audit to be conducted. Okay, then VSL against deposit, securities and stock flows are exempted from your pre-release audit. Then at the time of pre-release audit, branches to get enforceability certificate from a panel advocate other than the one who gave the LSR. So, sanction has come. You find out that the pre-release audit to be conducted. You keep everything, get everything from the borrower, document, EMT, everything is pakka. Ask the borrower to sign all the loan documents and keep ready. You call the panel advocate. Originally, one panel advocate has given LSR for that loan. No, you call some other panel advocate. You ask him to go through the LSR, go through the document, ask him to give you a certificate called enforceability certificate. Yes, this LSR is correct. I am also visited the sub-registrar office. Everything is pakka. If the loan becomes bad, bank can enforce the security. So you got to keep everything ready. Before doing the pre-release audit, everything should be obtained from the mortgager. So all the mortgage to be put, loan documents is ready, all the papers are ready. Then call another panel advocate. Ask him to give an enforceability certificate. He will give you. Then a pre-release audit to be conducted. So he has to confirm that all documents mentioned in the LSR are obtained from the borrower and valid mortgage is created. That is called the enforceability certificate. Then to verify the genuineness of the documents, EC, etc., he has to personally visit the sub-registrar office. He has to give you a certificate, the enforceability certificate. That means if the exposure is 3 crores and above, besides getting one LSR by one panel advocate, you are asking another panel advocate to get it. That's all. Okay, you are asking another panel advocate to get it. Then that is, what is the amount you have to pay? This question they ask. Nobody bothers about the amount, but they are, because why you are getting, suddenly you get it out. How much money I have to pay to the auditor, advocate? So charges is minimum 1,000, maximum 10,000 for mortgage to be paid by debiting general charges and not parties account. For everything you are debiting parties account, no. Now you should not do it. For this enforceability certificate, debit general charges and pay the amount to the LSR, legal advocate. Then, so who is the authority who will do? Now documents are ready. Enforceability certificate is also ready. Then inform RM section of the circle office. RM section is having a panel of people who are scale 4 and above in Canara Bank. They are not outsiders. So those people will come to the branch and verify everything is pakka. They will tell you can release the money. That is called, before releasing the money, you are taking more precaution. That is called pre-release audit. These are all the points involved. So scale 4 and above will be the pre-release auditors from the bank. RM section circle office. He will verify as to all sanction terms and conditions are complied with, availability of board, everything. He will verify everything. He has to ensure recovery of all charges, everything, SARSA, everything is created, MOD registered, everything he will confirm. Pre-release audit is to be completed within 48 hours of documentation is completed. No authority in the bank has power to waive pre-release audit. That question they asked last time. 2 questions for 211. Within how many hours after obtaining the documentation, pre-release audit to be completed within 48 hours. That number of hours, because you cannot going on extending the time. And then, who is the authority to waive pre-release audit? No authority is having power, whereas you see, ECOI rating, EDCAC can waive. Here, no authority is having the power to waive the pre-release audit. Okay? Okay, that you leave it. Okay, sir. Let us see. Quickly, let us see the question. Time is also fast approaching. Question number 10. If you know the subject, no friends, you will answer all the questions. If you do not know the subject, A or B or C or D, which I think this time they are going to be negative marks also. You have read the your promotion policy, no? That also you won't read. If 100 crores went for exam, 100 people got more than 100, negative marks will come. So you 100 fellows went for exam. All fellows got 100. How you got simply clicking ABC, ABC. So bank has a doubt on you. Whether you have good knowledge, closing your eyes and clicking. So bank has told, bank will decide at that time. That is whether negative marks to be introduced. If negative mark comes, no, all only negative marks. Final list will be only negative. Some people ask me, sir, why like JIB, CIB, that written test result mark immediately should not come, all will fail. That is why bank is not telling the mark to immediately. They give every year moderation, 10-15 marks. You got my point? After giving 10-15 marks only, you are telling you are all India first. And you get 25,000 rupees, 30,000 rupees from various people, isn't it? And you threaten your manager, I am all India first. You got only 40 marks. I got 75 marks. How you got 75 marks? 15 marks bonus is given by somebody to you. Isn't it? No. Friends, you should earn your promotion. You should not get your promotion. Lot of difference between earning and getting. I'll give an example. Tirupati, Darshan, you go, you have a Balaji Darshan. Big rush. People will push you from behind, people will pull you from front. Daraganti. You see something and you will come. You have not seen the God. That is getting a darshan. Okay, so you go under the VIP darshan, brave darshan. Only 100 people will be allowed. You will see Balaji. That is, you have earned your promotion. So please earn your promotion. Update your skills and knowledge. Don't get your promotion. You should not be under somebody's mercy in promotion. You should earn it. Okay, you should come up to that level. I expect all of you at least. Okay, sir. Good. Which question? Question number 10 is over. 10 is over now? Not over. Okay. Pre-release audit to be conducted in respect of credit exposure of rupees 3 crores and above to existing as well as the new borrowers of retail loan rupees 5 crores and above. What is the answer, sir? 2 crores, huh? Not that? 3. Yes, sir. Sir, please write. The correct option is A is 3 crores and 5 crores. Please note it down, sir. Option A, 3 crores and 5 crores. Option B is again 3 crores and 5 crores. So now, wherever it is 2, make it 3. Now you read the answer. Pre-release audit to be conducted if the exposure is to be dash crores and above to existing as well as new borrowers and for retail loans of rupees dash crores and above. So 3 crores and above, 5 crores and above. It is not above 3 crores. Please, it is to the 3 crores and above and 5 crores and above. Question number 10, answer is A. Question number 10, answer is A. And the 2-3 questions we'll see. At the time of pre-release audit, before disbursement and after completing the EMT, branches to obtain a dash certificate from a panel advocate other than the one who gave the LSR. Enforceability certificate. Question number 11, answer is B. Question number 11, answer is B. Enforceability certificate. 12. Pre-release audit will be conducted by officers in scale 4 and above. Scale 4 and above. Answer is C. Question number 13. Pre-release audit has to be completed within 48 hours. Question number 13, answer is B. Answer is B. The fee payable to panel advocate who gives the enforceability certificate is minimum 1,000, maximum 10,000. Answer is A. Okay, sir. Now let us see the one more audit and we will break for lunch. So we have another audit called legal audit. So pre-release audit is one of the credit monitoring tool. We got another audit called that is legal audit of document. When the legal audit to be done, the legal audit to be done along with your regular branch inspection, risk-based internal audit RBIA. So as long as the loan is there, irrespective of the liability, a legal audit will be conducted. Okay, so when it will be done, who has to do it, what is the liability we are seeing. Conducting legal audit of title deeds and other documents in respect of borrower account with credit exposure of rupees 5 crores and above along with the RBIA till the loan is closed. So today, let us assume the inspection starts in your branch. So they will come and find out that is 5 crores and above, which are all the loans backed by EMT, 5 crores and above. They will find out whether legal audit is conducted for this account. Whether legal audit is conducted for that loan or not. Today liability is 5 crores and above. So first they will take all EMT loans, all loans mortgaged by EMT. Then they will find out when legal audit is conducted for this account. Yes. Last year, the liability in the account was 5 crores and above. Legal audit was done for this account. This year, what is the liability? The liability has come down below 5 crores. Even though the liability comes down below 5 crores, since it was originally 5 crores and above, since one legal audit was conducted, even the liability comes down below 5 crores, the legal audit will be conducted for that loan also. Till when? Till the loan is closed. Got that point? Legal audit is 5 crores and above. First time an audit will be conducted. Then subsequently, even though the liability has come down below 5 crores, since one regional legal audit has been conducted, since the loan till the loan is closed, the legal audit will be conducted. The periodicity is along with the regular inspection of the branch. You see. Point number 2, periodicity is 3 years from the first date of legal audit to coincide with RBIA. 3 years periodicity, but to coincide with the inspection. Inspection will be within 12 months. Inspection will be within 18 months, isn't it? So the periodicity of legal audit is once in 3 years. When you have to do it along with the regular inspection. You will not do separately along with the regular inspection. What they will see during the pre-release audit, legal audit, and who will do the legal audit? Legal audit will be done your inspector only. He will go and verify the property and he will get an LSR for the same property from another panel advocate who has not so far given the LSR for the property. Again, I repeat, legal audit is for the loan amount is 5 crores and above. So once a legal audit will be conducted for the loan account, even when the liability comes down below 5 crores, continuously till the account is closed, legal audit will be conducted. What is the periodicity? Once in 3 years. When it has to be conducted, along with the risk-based internal audit, that means along with the regular inspection of the branch. So at the time of legal audit, what the inspector has to do? He has to visit the property and see the property is there. Then he has to obtain a fresh LSR from a panel advocate so far who has not given LSR to the property. Suppose let us assume 4 legal audit already conducted, 4 panel advocates who are given. Now he has to get an LSR from another panel advocate who has not given the LSR so far for the property. Then he will see everything is paka. He will give a clean check in the inspection report. So this is with regard to legal audit. During the audit, property will be visited by the inspector and fresh LSR will be obtained from the panel advocate who has not so far given the LSR for that document. Okay, friends, it is 2:05. Maximum by 2:30, we will try to reassemble. So maybe 5:30 or 5:45, we will try to cover, or we want to cover extent beyond that also. I am.
Because there are so many people who live far away.
We will go